We'll sip our worries away, nice and slow. Your laughter ripples like sweet warm wine. In this jazzy sultry space you're mine. The saxophone croons a velvet tune, while melodies dance beneath the moon. We'll toast to moments both grand and small, in this hazy, lazy, jazz-touched hall. Let's sit together in the mellow night. We'll drink to love till the morning light. Every glass we raise a promise true. Here's to the magic in a drink with you. They sparkle with every click, sweet rendezvous over a simple drink. We'll share our secrets in whispers low, just you and me where the jazz flows slow. The world outside fades into the mist, but here it's our own dreamy tryst. With each sip our worries drift away. Let's stay together till the break of day. So let's sit together in the mellow night. We'll drink to love till the morning light. Every glass we raise a promise true. Here's to the magic in a drink with you.
The following live stream has been approved for appropriate audiences. It may contain occasional strong language and may not be suitable for younger or more sensitive viewers. Viewer inebriation is advised, though not mandatory.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Last Call Boxing Day stream. Now, I've heard that this holiday is all about throwing punches. Tradition says we commemorate Queen Victoria's first fight, where she became royal weight champion of the world.
Troy, wait. Hold your gloves. Boxing Day has nothing to do with pugilism. Turns out it's gifts for employees.
So, what does that have to do with boxing?
Actually, I don't know. That's just what they call it.
Well, that's fine, because tonight we'll have a proper veteran of the sport. He's punched his way through Christmas leftovers for some time across the pond, and now he's here to raise a cauliflower ear or two. Michael French of RetroBlasting will set us straight on this whole Boxing Day matter. So top off your glasses, get comfortable, and we'll ring this Canarble bell right now.
Last Call is streamed before a live audience.
I mean, maybe I've been misinformed. I don't know. We're about to find out. Salute and welcome everyone to a special Boxing Day edition of Last Call. Let me start bringing in my guests, starting with the lovely, still Santa hat wearing Netter of Netter's Network. How you doing, my dear? What you sipping on?
Well, it's Boxing Day, so I thought I'd still wear my Santa hat.
Fair enough.
After this.
Still being festive, right?
Yes. I'm actually doing really well. I've been really busy today.
Yes, you have.
With my spring cleaning, and right now I hurt. I don't think there's a part of me that doesn't hurt from all the moving stuff, boxes and stuff around.
You were cleaning out your office, and I saw you taking a whole bunch of boxes out there. Is that how you celebrate Boxing Day?
Yes, because according to my mother, who's from England,
okay,
the day after Christmas is Boxing Day because that's when you're getting rid of all the boxes from the presents and what have you. That's what she's always told me. That's what I believe.
She was a Lancashire lassie, so she probably knows at least the tradition that she grew up with.
Yeah,
but
let me
very.
And
Oh yeah,
I'm
what are you
drinking?
drinking?
And my Polar brand seltzer water and black cherry. Not a sponsored stream, but I wish it was.
Those of you that join me for Liquid Lunch know what I'm sipping on. It's the Godfather. That's whiskey and amaretto.
You gotta say that more with an Italian accent. It's the
Godfather. Yeah. Well, that's not Italian accent. That's an American Italian accent. But yes, De Serono. And I figure let's go to the other side of the pond, right? And I'm having some Jameson. So that's the two. And that's why we need to bring in my designated driver, Agent Boomer, just in case things go a little haywire. Might need you to close down the stream for me. How you doing, Boomer? And what you sipping on?
I'm doing fine. I am drinking a Honey Crisp apple cider.
Ooh, that sounds good.
It's good. It's non-alcoholic. I'm sure if you leave it out for a month or two, you'll have some good stuff.
Well, you might want to be more proactive on that and decide what kind of yeast you want growing in there rather than leaving it up to chance. Just saying, but you do you.
My ancestors just leave the stuff on the porch. That's what I heard. I'm just saying.
Yeah, or leave it, in your trunk in the summertime and forget about it and go, there's a bottle of apple juice here. I forgot about it. And our very, very special returning guest, Michael French of RetroBlasting. Salute, my friend. How are you doing and what are you sipping on?
I am sipping on, or about to be sipping on, Old Overholt. Yes, the 100 proof bottled in bond rye whiskey, Old Overholt. The Old Overholt was the preferred brand for Doc Holliday.
There you go. That is nice.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of RetroBlasting, because I know he will not do this himself, check out this merch that I'm wearing right here. The RetroBlasting t-shirt. The merch store for RetroBlasting is linked in the description below, as is his Patreon. You can support him through his Patreon as well. And I really recommend that you do. I know that we have a lot of people here in the Martini Gallery that are fans of RetroBlasting. So if you're not doing those two things, you really, really should. Speaking of supporting the channels that you love, you will notice I have a goal set tonight. It's a pretty high goal. I'm not necessarily expecting it to be hit tonight. But as Netter points out, I'm sure somewhere in the chat, which I will get to in just a moment, I do have a goal for number of members by the end of the year and subscribers. So if I can get to within spitting distance of that membership goal, I will gift an additional 10 members myself. That'll put us over. We can do it, folks. So check that out. Let me say hi to each and every one of you really quickly, starting with...
I want to know who's not showing the love. That's like, I see at least 15, 16 people watching and only 12.
Yeah, hit that like button, people.
It's like, show the love.
Lynn Green says 5. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be pence or pounds. On Vic to lay that German sausage out by the 5th.
That would be 5p. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. That's proper money. Yes, I was counting on Lynn to be the one to recognize who that was in the thumbnail. And hail to FKHC 2005, also known as Tim. Good to see you, my friend. And Connie Cleary, the bird woman of YouTube Fluff Chick Productions. Salute. So good to see you here. The tired midnight blogger himself, Curtis Selby. Good to see you, my friend. Ding, ding, ding. Exactly. I remember. I think about that the fight from was it Rocky 2? No, it was Rocky 3, wasn't it? Where Rocky and Apollo are having a private bout between themselves, no cameras, nothing,
right?
To decide, who would be the winner.
Yep.
And he's like, well, we got no bell. Ding, ding.
Is that at the end of the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
yeah,
it ends on the freeze frame of them throwing the punch to each
Uh-huh.
other. So as the audience, we never know who won that fight. I like that. I
It's
kind of
my
like
favorite Rocky movie. 3.
Was it 3? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one with
Mr.
Clubber
T.
Lang.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of heart. And those Rocky movies, great dramas.
Oh, yeah.
Great dramas. Great
Absolutely.
character stories. I would say, even the first Rambo, I guess all the Rambo movies were kind of, but they got a little crazy. The early ones were just solid character pieces,
Yeah, although I will say real quick, I have found that, not including 5, who cares about 5? That's not even a Rambo movie. But if you go back and watch them, you remember how when you go back and you revisit Karate Kid Part 2 and you're like, this is supposed to be Okinawa, but it kind of looks like Florida?
Yes.
Like, something like that. Well, Rambo 2, despite being the one in the 80s that was the most popular, despite being the one that was the one that made him an icon, kind of like when you go back and rewatch them, Rambo 2's production values oddly age the worst, and the story on top of it. And when I say the worst, I mean like my order is 1, 4, 3, 2, because when I'm watching 2, I'm like, it looks like Florida.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like Vietnam. Like there's something about, whereas Rambo 3, they actually filmed it in the Middle East.
Right.
So it's
We were having a conversation the other day. I don't remember which stream it was, but we were talking about Batman and how Batman, what was it, Batman 66? The Adam West. We all agreed that as kids, we didn't understand that it was a farce. We took it dead serious.
Yep.
Same thing for me with Rocky too. I took it very serious.
Yep.
And I was one of those, those 1980s Reagan Republican type kids.
Right.
And I went and I got myself, even though I didn't have a car, I got a bumper sticker, POWMIA, I got a patch for my jacket and stuff. I was like super, super into all of that stuff. My mother supported it because she knew people that had served in Vietnam. She's like, sure, I'm fine with you being behind that. But you're right. You go back and you're like, there's some cringe here.
It's something about how, like, at the time, the way, and I really do compare the production value side of Rambo First Blood Part 2 and Karate Kid Part 2. They leaned on a kind of standard in the day for that kind of movie that needed to be made. And at the time, all of us in the theaters were like, yeah. And now you look at it and you go, oh. And the movie itself is a little... Rambo 2 is more of a wish fulfillment for America than dealing with real issues,
I heard, I don't know if it was Joe Dante who did the thing on Trailers from Hell for Rambo 2, where he actually considered that movie kind of a comedy, a farce. Like, you're actually not supposed to take it that seriously, even though people did. He thinks that Stallone was actually winking at the audience there, and I don't know if that's true or not, but
that may be. That would actually make a lot more sense. I remember talking with a friend of my mom's who had served in Vietnam. And he says, I really don't know. He says, because I know there were guys that I served with that went missing.
Yeah.
And we always thought that maybe he's like, but there comes a point where they're either released or dead. I mean, they're not keeping people, 20 years later. It's just it was kind of crazy. Let me get back to saying hi to everybody. Connie Cleary, the bird woman of YouTube. Welcome. Fluff Chick Productions. And there's the love of my life, dropping the heart emojis for me, telling everyone to like, share, subscribe, become a member, leave a comment, gift a membership if you are feeling super generous. She talks about the benefits of membership and trying to reach 100 members by the end of the year and 2,000 subscribers. So anything you could do to get me there, I would super appreciate any help you can do.
And you would think that the subscribers would be the easy part, because
subscribers are just the hardest. I'll get memberships just fine. The subscribers are not moving. I don't know what to do. I really do.
Don't feel
bad.
It's not moving. It's not moving for anybody right now.
YouTube's just killing us. There's no doubt about it. Salute to Deleted Scenes. And he's also saying like, share, subscribe, comment, become a member, gift a membership. He drops the fedora, the mumbler, the channel logo, and the Canarble wagon. Thank you, my friend. David Pensack says, good evening to you. Good evening to you as well, my friend. Age Boomer. Oh, that's because I had put down the chat. Exactly. And Big Al Presents. Good to see you, my friend. Hello, my friends. Happy Boxing Day. Looking forward to next Friday. Age Boomer. Yes. More Robin of Sherwood.
Yes, before last call, I will be on with him for 2 more episodes of Robin of Sherwood, back when Jason Connery had taken over as Robin Hood on that series.
Michael French might have seen an episode or 2 of that show.
I've been trying to figure out what streaming service I have to get to start watching that show, because I definitely want to see it.
Figure out how you can get it on physical media is how you do it.
Well, it's not available. That's the problem right now.
It's an Amazon MGM thing.
But it is on Amazon MGM. If you have Amazon Prime, you can watch it for free.
Okay.
And it's also on Tubi if you don't mind ads.
Right. That's what I'll have to do probably.
Well, if I need to help you create your own physical media, you let me know, Michael.
I will. I will do that. Thank you. Thank you.
Because it needs to happen. I encourage everybody. There's such a thing as fair use. If you're able to watch it, you should be able to record it for your own purposes. I'm not suggesting anyone. I'm not suggesting anyone become a pirate or sell it, but you definitely deserve to own your own physical media. And let's see, who am I missing here? I'm not even halfway through here. Tim Hayes. Hail to you, my friend. Good to see you. And he says, hail, Michael French. Good mutual friend of ours. And of course we have Penny. It's good kind of chatting with you a little bit in the comment section of the previous video. It's nice to see you around. And Brandon, the anime guy. Yo, long time no see. It's been a minute. Good to see you, my friend. Okay, I'm going to go out of order for this guy because he's, it's like, what, early morning there for him. Where is he? Analog Toys, welcome. He, oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
Merry Christmas.
I guess so. Tony from Analog Toys gifted 10 last call memberships. Thank you so much, my friend. Oh my gosh, you didn't have to do that. However, get to your post office box. You have a package wait. Well, is it waiting for him or is it on its way to his box?
It keeps saying that they're trying to deliver, which I think is weird because it's going to
a post office box. What's so hard about delivering to a post office box?
Yeah.
It could be the holidays. Maybe it's delaying it.
But it's been saying that since the 22nd.
Oh. Again, it's still
kind of ask the folks at your post office about that because I'm concerned about that package. We did ensure that, right?
Yeah. It says addressing not available, scheduled for another delivery attempt today.
Are they shocked to find out that somebody wasn't at the post office waiting for their package? I mean, is that what they're talking about?
I mean, like I said, that was the 22nd was the first time I saw that. The 23rd, it hasn't been updated. So maybe because of the holidays, they haven't updated, but it might be there
I
now.
hope so. But I know that you are going to love this gift, Tony. In fact, Michael, I expect him to have the same reaction that you had to your gift last year.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's
so you know what kind of a gift it's going to be.
Yeah. And also, to everybody,
it's almost lunchtime.
Right. Everybody in the chat, by the way, just so you're aware, it doesn't matter what this man right here and his lovely wife give you, when you try to give it back, you know, like a gift or whatever, they somehow manage to be both gracious and at the same time gently negate the ability to give it back.
Oh my gosh! What have I done? What have I done?
No, I want to be clear. You have not made any faux pas whatsoever. You are like a ninja when it comes to being like, no, this was a gift for you. You don't have to pay that back to me. And I'm like, but and then suddenly you're standing there like that meme of John Travolta, like, what just happened? How did you do that?
Do you want to tell them what you got last year? Or they should have seen the video on your channel.
Well, I was actually referring to the recent send of the retro collection figures to allow me to do the video. And then I got the video done, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna send back to him, because I know he's doing Mos Eisley Cantina diorama.
Right.
I'm gonna send back to him all the figures that I didn't use or use gently but don't need, you know, whatever. And I sent back like a full box, not their literal assortment, but
you sent back all the figures that you would consider to be like troop builders. You sent back,
plus like a few. I think there was a few onesies in there. I think there was like a Han Stormtrooper in there or something. But I sent back. There was definitely a Yavin Luke. I think I sent back. But I figured
that was the one I needed. I needed that Playmobil's whatever Luke.
But it was so funny because you were like, you weren't supposed to send this back. This was. You just were supposed to send me the Sand Troopers. And I'm like, right. And then the next thing I knew, he snuck it, because he was like, he waited, guys. He waited. And here I'm looking at the live chat, like that matters. I should be looking up here. He waited for a live stream. And then he gave me my shipping money back in a super chat. And I'm like,
that's right. I did.
I'm like, what? Like,
well, I felt bad. I never intended to incur a cost on you.
No, I mean, it wasn't incurring a cost. It was just the professional courtesy of the exchange. It was.
I get it.
Oh, that's so funny, though.
I understand. Real quick, let me do this. So, so did you want to share with them what it was that you received, which might maybe give Tony?
According to Tony, he's got a better memory than me. It was the Mego, Firestar, and Iceman, if I recall correctly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, which are still very much cherished in my collection, and I'm redoing all my display cases. And you can imagine they will be taking pride of place in that.
And you did tell me you had an original Mego Spider-Man.
Yes, I do. You'll probably look at it and go, "Oh, it's a bit tatty," but I'll be like, "No, he's fine." So I know you Mego guys can rightfully have a high standard for what constitutes, a good Mego.
Well, it's true. I was able to, and you know how I feel about these freaking exclusive stupid ass things. I was able to acquire, only because Mego got them to re-release the four figure set of Spider-Man. Who was it? Green Goblin. Green Goblin, Lizard, and I think it was Electro, which was never released in the 70s. So it was one figure they never had. But I was like, I looked at Netter and I'm like, the cost of this 4-figure set is what it would cost me if I wanted to get a vintage Spider-Man at this point. It's like, go ahead, get it, Mm-hmm. But so there you go.
Something I don't want to be overlooked is Geek Flag with Nate also gifted a membership.
I'm going to back up to that, yes, because I had also wanted to acknowledge the members. Thank you so much, Nate, for the gifted membership, which went to the Comic Relief Crusader. I super, super appreciate that. I think he was just gifted a membership on Netter's channel last night.
He might have been, yeah.
Or on Thursday, I should say. So thanks to Tony, we can welcome to membership Daniel Heron, the Bird soundtracks with Birdman.
Oh, the Birdman of YouTube.
The Birdman of YouTube. Yeah, exactly. Keebler Danger, welcome back to membership. Penny saying hi to you, Tony. Cycle Man 90, welcome. Terry Rose 4804. I don't know what their names are. Unfortunately, because of the way YouTube is, you only get to see their ats. Jeff Morris 508 and DK Bones 1977. Welcome. Electa Curtin, welcome back to membership. And Different Styles. Zax, welcome back to membership. And Elder Moliere. I hope I pronounced that correctly. He says, Merry Christmas. It's almost lunchtime here. Yes. Yeah, he's already past Boxing Day. I'm not certain that it's there, Tony. I'm just saying that we're getting weird messages from the postal service. So yeah,
the tracking is giving me really weird things. Like I said, the 22nd it said, oh wait, let me see how it worded it again. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh,
and let me get back to make sure I didn't miss
it. It
anybody.
said addressee not available. This was on the 22nd.
Which is weird.
Scheduled for another delivery attempt today, and was for the 23rd. And then no update since. So I don't know if they're just behind and they're updating or what. But I'm hoping it's there.
So I don't know if you'd heard about this, Michael, but we sent him a package, and it initially went astray. Of course, Tony lives in Port Hedland. It went to what was it? Port Washington or something like that?
I'll tell you exactly where it went to. Port Hadlock, Washington.
Port Hadlock, Washington. And I'm like, they misshipped that. They did not bother to pay attention to the full address. And then it
sat there for a week.
And it sat there for a week in Washington State. Yeah, I'm like,
it's like, I'm not happy with the post service.
That's our postal service. That's the U.S. Postal Service, right? What is that line from Miracle on 34th Street? A duly appointed branch of the government or something like that.
But I mean, there's been a lot of stuff going on lately with things getting held up in customs due to the tariffs and all that kind of stuff. But things actually do finally get through, provided that if you have a fee to pay, you pay it, promptly, all that kind of stuff. So
I'm just thinking, if I'm going to have to get on a plane and fly it over there myself, not that that's never been done before.
I mean, I wouldn't know anything about that.
Of course you wouldn't.
But if it was anybody, I'd do it for Tony for sure. Like there's, I just want to see the far side of Australia. So that's just me.
That's that Australia is a really big island.
It really is. Yeah. Apparently it's classified as a continent from what I understand.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, it's impressive that a fake made up nation is also classified as a continent. I mean, that's impressive.
That's right. We went through all of that in your in your chat on Patreon. What you had a thumbnail up of, who was it? Was it Santa Claus, Indiana Jones, and Kylie Minogue?
Yeah.
And I said, "What's this? Three.
Thank you.
Hello. It's so good to see you. Oreos. That's Christmas to me. There you go.
Hello, Melinda.
Hi, Melinda.
Oh, I didn't realize I was supposed to turn off the camera.
No, it's fine.
I'll turn it off.
I'm covered up.
I don't even know how to turn the camera off on this thing.
Not a problem.
Oh, there it is. There you go.
Well, hi, Melinda. It's always an honor to get a chance to talk to you.
I just washed my face, so.
You're far enough away. Tony's in the chat.
Oh gosh!
I was trying to make you feel better. The light's not on you; it's on me. Good God, you're great,
Michael.
Look there.
Oh, for crying out loud! You're making it worse. Keep digging.
Tony wanted to know: was it the custom egos of Spider-Man and his amazing friends?
That's high.
That was
what?
Yeah, no. Yeah, they were talking. He was reminding Michael what the gift was that I had sent him.
I'm behind in my chat then.
No. That's Tony's way of saying I watch Michael's videos. Maybe you guys don't.
Tony says, it's all good. The lovely ladies at the post office know me well. They always make sure I get my parcels. Good.
Fair enough.
Am I sleeping on the couch tonight? Am I sleeping on the couch?
I didn't mean to cause any problems.
I'll just turn the camera off.
It's why?
Because you told me, you were like, why did you turn the camera off?
I was just giving you a hard time.
Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough.
Everybody's going to give you a hard time, Michael. You got
fine. I've been given a hard time for 13 years on YouTube. It's nothing new.
No, that's fair.
That's fine.
Melinda, as long as you're here, I want to have the opportunity to tell you we always would love to have you as a guest. So I'll accept this as you being a guest tonight.
You have 2 minutes. Ask me anything.
No. I don't need to ask you anything. I just want to thank you so much for loaning out your husband to us for another night.
He's down here talking to people, whether he's talking to you. I mean, he's doing.
Well, that's true.
My own thing.
I will say that, you are probably one of the 7 people who've seen me in shorts. Now I can't say that because however many people you have in your chat room.
Well, I mean, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah. So remember, you can support Michael on Patreon and his merch store. Link in the description below. And by supporting Michael, you're supporting Melinda as well.
By supporting Michael, you are helping to pay our cat's dental bill.
Oh, I haven't heard about that. That's a thing. I was gonna start talking about let's build up the Egypt fund, but
No.
Or is it still the Kylie fund? I forget. I lose track.
You know what? It is the RetroBlasting subscribers that keep pivoting that one. I didn't even create it. They made the fund and then they change it at their whim. I have no idea.
At the risk of getting you into more trouble with Melinda here, Netter and I actually did look to see if she was on Cameo, and we were going to get you a cameo with her, but she's not. So
Nobody.
We tried though.
Oh, I don't know about that. Everybody loves you. They want to see you more than they see me.
I don't know about that either.
She is better looking.
Tell me all the time,
Michael. Let's be honest.
What's funny is people always talk about how Michael is so mean and grumpy and hateful and spiteful, etc. But I am 10 times more so than him, which is why I don't say stuff on the internet a lot of times, because then I feel like everybody would really be mad.
That says more about the modern generation and internet culture than it says about you guys. I would describe you both as, and I don't know if this is true of you at all times, but certainly on the internet, a little bit stoic, intellectual, and just straight shooters. That does not mean that you are negative and all those other things that you just said. But unfortunately, the modern generation doesn't understand these things.
Right. True. Very true. True. Hey, who is the hot chick hanging out with RetroBlasting? Don't let us
see. That's absolutely right.
Listen.
Well,
I'm taking an Instagram challenge because I literally just washed my face and took every single bit of makeup, which I put the makeup on to hang out with our friends, not on video, not being recorded, on video, but not going out.
Sure.
And now we're doing this, and I am being on the internet, and I have nothing on my face. So
sorry.
Well, I'll tell you. Netter and I were saying when you did the blonde thing, I'm like, hey, now Michael's married to a blonde too.
Well, it's not blonde, actually. It's silver.
Oh, okay. It comes off as blonde in certain light.
It was blonde initially because I had to get a stylist to get all of the color out of it.
You had to strip it. Yes,
right.
Exactly.
But this is my actual hair color.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you went to a professional. Netter can tell you horror stories about having your hair color stripped and what it can do if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, no, I know. I've colored my hair almost every color in the rainbow in the years. So I've had bad jobs.
I wish I could. I wish I could.
Ding.
You
Zing.
still got that beard, bro. You can still.
Well, that's true. I mean, I do definitely have the Santa Claus thing going on now. That's for sure. It started out as a Klingon thing. It became a Santa Claus thing.
Yeah, but it's like classy Santa Claus. It's like Miracle on 34th Street style Santa Claus. It's not that like.
Somebody pointed out that I should get like a white fur brim for Christmas time for my fedora. I'm like, that's not actually a bad idea. I like that.
Right. Yep.
You could also just get like holly and some berries just on one side.
Yeah. Well, I could just stick it to the side of my head too. But yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Ghost of Christmas Present.
Oh gosh, right? No doubt, absolutely.
Then you have to talk like that.
Oh, I probably could. Yeah, and I could fill up a room as well. I'm a big guy. So if you remember the original story, he literally grew to the size of whatever room he was in. Yeah.
So that man of culture.
Huh?
Oh yeah, no, I don't just watch the movies. I read the books.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Although I learned my lesson, I watch the movie first and then read the book. Yeah. Otherwise, if you do it the other way around, you get disappointed.
Absolutely, absolutely. I do the same thing.
There you go. There you go.
I learned my lesson with that after Jurassic Park.
Oh,
because the book I read first, and I read
the second book too. The second book, which has nothing to do with the second movie.
Yeah, it's better than the movie.
Such a good story.
Yeah.
I'm like, why didn't we get this story as a movie?
Exactly.
Although I'm doing that with all the franchises now. The original stuff out there. All you gotta do with comic books is just use them as storyboards.
Yes.
Actually, that's the one thing I will give Zack Snyder. He took the Watchmen and used it that way.
Right, for the Watchmen. Right, for the Watchmen. But then he didn't do that for DC at all.
Well, no, because if you give him one comic book to make into a movie, he'll look at it and go, okay, I'll just and the same thing with the 300. He just treats it as if it was, a storyboard.
Right.
With Watchmen, he looked and he said, well, these elements of it don't fit, so I'll make them DVD extras. Right. And I'm like, good. But then you give him Superman and the Justice League and stuff, and he takes like 50 effing years of stories and throws them all into a blender and hits what the fuck. Right. And we get, a story that's supposed to be taking place after Batman and Superman have known each other for 45 years and makes it their first introductory story. It's like, the hell are you doing, you moron?
Here's what happened, though. Hollywood, even before Zack Snyder took that on, they wanted to do the Batman versus Superman thing for years. This was going on way before Zack Snyder took it over.
I don't care. You still have to build up to it.
Some producer there wanted this to happen.
You still gotta lay the groundwork. Oh, Melinda, I'm sorry. This is what I do, especially when I'm on stream with your husband.
You know who I'm married to?
Yeah, I know. You and Netter could commiserate,
I mean,
okay, I'm going to interrupt your rant, dear, because Wilkie's Movies and Music just gifted 5 last call memberships.
Oh, Wilkie, they just popped in. Corey, thank you so much. It was great getting to hang out with you a little bit in the chat on your stream this afternoon, and he gifted memberships to Paul Viter, Gamer, to Wolverine Snigget. I've never known how to say that.
I love that.
Snicked.
Oh, you know what that is? That's what happens when the
sound
claws come out. Yes,
when the claws come out. Yeah, exactly. Yes. Literally, the sound of them cutting through his skin.
I'm not going to do that.
Dr. Michael Jones, welcome back to membership. No. Andy Masterson, the talented one, so good to see you. And Robert James Films. Make sure you check out Michael James Films. What was it? 15 days?
When you want to scare me, you scare me.
On Tubi, Robert James Films, 15 days. Check that out. Definitely want to see that. And let me back up here. I want to make sure I said hi to everybody. I saw that
I know.
Lester Skeptic Tank Obsessions came in to celebrate 17 months of membership. You are such a great supporter of the channel, my friend. Hope the panel and all had a wonderful Christmas day, and we'll have a wonderful remaining days until the next cycle. Waiting to be enlightened about Boxing Day 25. I know we haven't even gotten through greeting everybody to get to the main topic, right?
I can't.
This is the best. The two of you together is just awesome. Better than Laurel and Hardy.
Really?
Abbott and Costello. Which one's the straight one? I know which one I would vote for. Not me, Troy. Huh? Yeah, go ahead.
May I ask our host a question?
Please do, yeah.
I mean, our guest a question, not our host. Okay.
Yes.
Michael, when you did your Lego Space retrospective, did you get kickback on your Blacktron take? I'm just curious.
I did. Yes, there were a lot of hand-wringing nerds in the comments. They were not happy about that. Yeah.
It's weird because Blacktron in the UK, they were marketed as villains, whereas over in the States they were marketed as, oh, this is this cool new special ops space thing.
Right.
And then later on, I think they were villains all along. Like,
right. Yeah. They're called Blacktron, for God's sake. Like, what else could they be?
Well, I thought it was like a special ops thing, like they go where the normal space people couldn't go back.
Well, it would be like if there was a Lego line after the Castle line, but it was also a Castle line, and it was called Bob Evil. And it was like, no, Bob Evil, they're fine. Like they're like just another faction. And everyone's like, I think they're evil. And then, no, Bob Evil's not evil. And then you go over to the UK and they're like, oh, Bob Evil, they're bad guys over here. And it's like, well, duh. You know?
The evil kind of gave it away, right? It's kind of predestined in the name. And salute to you as well, CluuStudio. And if I've missed anybody, because I'm so easily distracted both by drink and by special guests, just
question. You've got your goal up for 30 members.
Yeah, so
wait. It's not showing any of them.
It's not going to. And the reason being is I asked specifically for gifted memberships, but gifted memberships won't advance that. It's looking for super chats. So I said $5 in quotes super chats, but I'm treating gifted memberships as if they were going
Deleted Scenes just gifted a last call membership to D. Pensac.
David Pensac. I have to think. See, I'm seeing this happen a lot. I think what's happening is my regular members are being gifted memberships that take them up to regular membership level. So I think that's what's happening. I know that happened to Tim Hayes, and I think that's happened to a couple of other people. And, that's fine. I don't have a problem with it. You guys all absolutely deserve it. Deleted Scene says, I'm Bob Evil.
Do you want to know how many more you need, dear?
Yeah, where are we at right now?
With the ones we've got today,
these things for me.
We only need 13 more to reach your goal.
If I get 3 more gifted memberships, that means I have to give away 10 memberships myself. And here's a super chat. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. You are wonderful. I'm going to take the sting off of that memberships that I'm going to have to give away. And Jeff Morris 508, welcome. I'm Bob Evil, and so is my wife. Although it's spelled BOBBI, right? Just a guess. Real quick, as we slowly make the pivot to the main topic at hand. I'm going to ask the entire panel, but I'm going to start, of course, with Michael French. Did you get any gifts that were really great this year that you wanted to talk about?
Okay. I actually thought you might ask this question, so I had the small stack right here.
There you go.
I bought myself a camera.
Yes, I saw that.
Egypt, and I wanted something that looked vintage, but yet was still modern. So I got
I
bought myself a Nikon ZFC. So I have that. And then, even though I thought I was going to be bringing these with me on my trip, I bought and then restored myself. I refurbed a pair of World War I field glasses.
Beautiful.
Yeah, original leather. Redid the conditioning on that.
You did that yourself?
Yeah, well, I the leather's original, but I repaired it because it was coming up in places, and I conditioned it. I conditioned it so it wasn't going to flake anymore. I repaired the lenses. The lenses had some misalignment, and I re-greased the focusing gear, and I also repaired the reflector shades so that they
nice.
Very Lawrence of Arabia.
But do you want to explain to them why you're not going to now be bringing them to Egypt?
Yeah, because Egypt apparently, even though they sell binoculars in country, they get squirrely about foreigners bringing binoculars in. They say if it's less than 10 times magnification, of which these are like 5 times because they're old. They say that technically that's fine, but sometimes you get a customs agent at the airport and they can be real paranoid. And so they'll just take them from you anyway and say you can get them back when you come back to the airport after your trip.
You know why that is, right?
What's that?
You know why that is, right?
They're trying to prevent intelligence gathering for future terrorist operations or something.
Right.
Sure, that's what they say. What they really mean is they don't want you to find out about the archaeological digs they got going on that they don't want anyone outside of Egypt to know about.
Oh, so like they don't want me to know that there's a dig going on in the deserts outside of Cairo, and we can't make anything out of it, but maybe you can. Tennis development proceeding. Yeah. Okay.
Same reason they won't let you dig underneath the Sphinx.
Oh, well, yeah. I saw the Piers Morgan interview with Graham Hancock after the one with Zahi Hawass, where they were grilling Zahi on why he wouldn't drill under the down to discover the cavities that have been detected, the anomalies underneath the pyramid. So yeah, no, he's getting a lot of heat right now for that. So
he should be. I'm glad of it. Now, but when you say Piers Morgan, it's like flip a coin. Is it a good interview or is he being a dumbass?
Piers Morgan's an idiot. Like watching a Piers Morgan interview is like watching a Russell Brand interview. There's no point. It's just like, all right,
Brand half the time isn't being serious. I mean, Piers Morgan says he's being serious.
Oh, but that's the thing. But he can't. He loves the sound of his own voice. People are like, it's his show. It's like it's his show, and if it's his show and he can't shut up, he shouldn't have people on to interview. He should just talk at you. And if you like,
yes, I know, Netter.
What's that? What's going on?
I gotta look. When you said, just because it's your own show, it doesn't mean you don't let people talk. And I'm like, yes, I know, Netter.
look, Netter, I promised you, if there was a Piers Morgan level of whatever going on here, I wouldn't have come back after the first show. All right.
Well, that's true, but the more I drink, the more I get all over the place.
I just want to point out to you that Geek Flag with Nate gave another last call membership going to Dean Krantz.
Yes, I was getting to that. Thank you so much again, Nate. That one did go to Dean Krantz. She's absolutely right. I also wanted to say hi to Mark Melnikoff, who just got off from the dilithium mines of Aurora Pente. I'm smiling because someone did a stupid thing, and I have the cards. Have a great stream. Like, share, subscribe, become a member. We need 13 more.
12.
It's now 12. There we go.
So I got from Melinda, I got a 1935 replica Zippo. The 1935 replica, which is what I prefer. And then I also got from my brother, I got the collected works of Robert E. Howard for his lesser known character El Borak, the desert adventurer. And then I got, finally, after listening to it on audiobook like 5 times but wanting the hard copy, I got Graham Hancock's Underworld, which is
there you go.
Yeah, so those were my favorite gifts from Christmas this year.
I'm not going to say I'm envious of you, but I do appreciate the value of what you're working towards, getting to go out there with Graham Hancock. and see Egypt and so forth. I am getting sick and tired of seeing people treating him like his books are on the level of like Chariots of the Gods and stuff like that. And it's like anyone saying that really hasn't read what he's written or even just friggin' listen to what the man has said.
Oh yeah. He's so grounded. He's not woo woo at all. Like he's so grounded. And also people who call him a con man, it's like, if he was a con man, he's the worst con man of all time.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, you're absolutely right.
This is the most high effort, low return con I've ever seen. Like 40 years I've been reading his book since I was in college.
Yeah.
And I've been watching television specials of him before I knew who he was since the early 90s.
Yeah.
Like, give me a break. Like he really does believe this stuff, whether you agree with him or not. And I absolutely love the guy.
It's also this idea of, I hate to use this word. I really hate to use this word, but there's really no better word that describes it. It's this gatekeeping of this institutionalized archaeology community. There's those of us that have studied logic, that have studied fallacies, you know, and we talk about things about deferring to authority and you know that whole concept. You have to understand that I don't care how educated you are, you can be wrong, and you are a human who is capable of the same kind of bias as every other human.
Right.
And there is this attitude in academia that we are the anointed ones. You know, and the laity has always had, let's face it. I mean, you go far enough back, there was no such thing as you know, the institutionalized educated. Everybody was expected to be educated. Everyone was expected to be thinking people. And the great philosophers of old, you know, didn't have any kind of doctorate that they could point to and say, I'm all special and everything. You know, that's
why I'm so grateful that I'm having this opportunity to go to Egypt with Graham Hancock as the tour guide. Like, that's why I'm just thrilled. But you're right. Like the way that I don't know if you saw this, I'm sure you might have. Unlike Piers Morgan, and this is again, I have no actual opinion on Joe Rogan. Well, all I've ever said about him when people ask me about him is he's willing to talk to anyone, which I respect. But what I like about Joe Rogan is that he really does shut up and listen. Like Joe Rogan lets people answer the question. And he's had Graham Hancock on many times, but he also had on Zahi Hawass. And I don't think it was on the Joe Rogan interview, but there was a recent interview with Zahi Hawass where he said, and it for anybody who's followed Graham Hancock for as long as you and I have, Zahi's talking about the Great Pyramid, and you know, I don't believe it's a tomb, but he does because he's an Egyptologist, and he says, out of nowhere, without clarifying it, suddenly he's changed his answer, where he's like, we believe that the tomb of Khufu is still somewhere in the Great Pyramid. He's like, and we will find it. He's like, and I went, wait a second. I'm like, hold. You used to say that that was the tomb and it was empty and that was that. And now suddenly it's almost like the evidence is mounted to a point where you can't deny anymore that it's not really feeling like a tomb. So instead of actually admitting that, you're going to pivot now and say, we think there is still a cavity in the Great Pyramid and we're going to find it one day. And I'm like, Zahi, like, you do realize that you've now capitulated to part of Graham's argument. Right?
Yeah.
You're still mandating, or you're still adamant. You're tripling down that it's a tomb. Like, you're still saying it's got to be a tomb, but you're just saying, oh, but we just haven't found the room yet. But he wouldn't have said that 5 years ago.
No,
he would not have said that 5 years ago.
Six says kind of what I was thinking. Joe Rogan is the king of tinfoil hat brigade. I would have been a little nicer about it. I think Joe Rogan is one of those types who, like X-Files, I want to believe. He wants to believe, but he'll hold your feet to the fire and say, I need to see the evidence.
Right.
You know? but he definitely is a very, very open-minded kind of person. Aged Boomer, did you get any special gifts this year for Christmas that you're real excited about?
I got a couple of really cool, like, dressy type shirts, but they had all Batman the Animated Series characters on them.
I don't see that as a bad thing.
No, I thought it was cool. That's all.
Did you get some adult underoos too?
No, I also got I got a Snoopy karaoke microphone too, apparently.
Oh, hey, good looking. We'll back to pick you up later.
Anyway.
People of a certain age know what I'm talking about. And how about you, Netter? Did you get any great gifts? That's kind of a loaded question because that means she's got to say the gifts that I gave her.
Well, actually, I have this thing. I love books. And so for the last couple of years, whenever we go looking for ornaments, I look for ones that are books. And most of the ones I've been able to find are ones that actually open, and there's like stores, or I've got ones that are recipes, and there's actual recipes inside and all that. And I have been having a really hard time finding them. I've got some that are book shaped that don't open, but they're just not the same. Well, Troy somehow got me 3 different ornament books that actually open up and have the stories in there. Let's see, what is it? It's the Bible.
It's a tiny Bible, and it's got the quotes from the various passages that give the nativity story.
Ah, okay.
Right,
I didn't
and
think
then
you
there
could
was
fit the whole Bible.
No, you can't in a little tiny.
I'm just saying.
What were the other 2?
It's microfiche, and you need a little
right, like yes. In Bridge of Spies with the
exactly.
Yes, okay, yes.
And then the other 2, wasn't it?
The other there was one was a cookbook, and the other was
the Marley's Ghost.
Right. The
what's it called?
Christmas Carol.
Christmas Carol. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
And the story is actually in there. It's truncated, but it's in there.
Yep. It's like I said, she's kind of exhausted all the stores, so I actually had it custom made for her.
Yes, I actually had gone through and found every Kirk Adler book that I haven't gotten all of them because some of them are impossible to find or they're like super expensive. But I had gone through and gotten a lot of Kirk Adler books because all of his ornaments like that of books were ones you open up, there's a story inside, or it's a cookbook or something like that. I have a mini Alice in Wonderland that I have sitting on my bookshelf next to my big Alice in Wonderland.
6 says, I love books. Didn't you guys do a book stream a year ago or so? I think you're right, and I think we're about due to do a couple more. David Pensack got an amazing Tom and Jerry, The Golden Years, 1940 and 1958.
Oh, that's a good
6-disc collection. Yeah, exactly. And Lester is asking, Michael, intrigued by your Nikon, is it a PNS or a TSLR? I hope I said that right because I have no idea what those things mean. You're muted. Michael, you're muted. Yeah.
Sorry. Thank you for letting me know. Because you could have just been like, "Hey, let's watch this."
It would have been fun to just let you go, and
this is officially a not a point and shoot. It's an APS-C mirrorless.
There you go. Okay.
Yep.
And just to round out the conversation, I want to share a couple things that I got. So I got this box I was a little surprised by. It said Whiskey Stones, Santa's Coal. And they came in this little burlap bag, Santa's Coal Whiskey Stones. And basically, they're the same kind of whiskey stones I've had before.
You got a sack of coal.
And they do. They look like coal. And I'm like, this is brilliant. You guys are going to laugh about this. So I have a tendency to keep my whiskey stones in a whiskey glass and put that into the freezer. But I can't tell you how many times I've spilled it, and then I'm reaching for the whiskey stones in the freezer as they've gone all over the place. And I'm like, this is stupid. And then I realized when I got this, I'm like, damn, I could just put them into that bag. That whole bag can go in, and there's no chance of spilling them or anything like that. The other thing that I got that I was really excited about, this actually came today. so it showed up late. She ordered for me from the tinderbox. Sherlock's Choice, 4 ounces. The tinderbox is a tobacconist that used to be here in the Chicago area. I got my first pipe tobacco in North Riverside at the North Riverside Park Mall, which is no longer there anymore. All the malls have closed up. There was a tinderbox that we went out, I don't know, out by DeKalb, about a 45-minute drive to get there. They're no longer a tinderbox. They're now a dispensary. Yeah, they're now a dispensary. And I'm like, well, this was a wasted drive. Mm-hmm. So we found them online, and Netter was able to order it for me. And she gets it, and she smells it. She goes, "This smells terrible. This smells like an old ashtray."
Yeah.
And to be fair, she's not wrong, because it's a very harsh Turkish blend.
Oh.
And so it does have a very strong flavor, very strong smell. It's not the aromatics that I usually smoke, but I figured as long as we're doing the Tuesday night rewatches of the Granada Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, I thought I'd switch to Sherlock's Choice. But for Netter's benefit, after I've finished this 4 ounces, I'll switch back to either Sunset or Cavendish, which she'll also have to order for me from the tinderbox, because no tinderbox around here.
That's fine. I like those ones.
So found it May 3rd, 2024. You did a stream. What are you reading? Yes, to go with the whole "what you sipping on" concept. That's right. I'm going to have to do another one of those in the near future, probably early in 2026. But you know what we need to do right now is we need to get back to Boxing Day.
The topic at hand.
So I want to start with Netter, because Netter, your mom, a Lancashire lassie.
Yeah.
What did she say about Boxing Day?
She had told me, because I'd asked her when I was a little kid, I was like, what's Boxing Day? And she said, well, that's when, it's the day after Christmas. That's when you're taking all the packages, the wrappings and all that, and you're breaking it down for the garbage men, to pick up. So that is what she's always told me. That is what I always believed it to be, is that you're basically getting rid of all the boxes from all the presents and things and all the wrappings, and basically clearing up all the wrappings and stuff from Christmas.
And Sophia's already got her say. She already talked me down off the idea that it was about punching each other in a ring. So I guess that's not the case. Give me a second to bring everybody into the here we go.
Oh.
We've got a little presentation that Boomer put together.
I don't know anything about Boxing Day, so I just grabbed some random images. So let's see if these trigger anything for Michael here, okay? Because he's the expert, right? Okay, so
well, the goal is not to trigger Michael, but let's see what he has.
Trigger his memory. I meant that's what I meant. Anyway,
yeah.
So here we go. Let me go to the first picture.
So this is where clearly I was wrong. Although I would imagine that when Santa Claus visits Australia, he's going to get into a fight or two. I figure that's got to be the case. But it wouldn't be the day after Christmas. It would, it would be the day before. No, wait a minute. The dateline. I don't know. I'm getting all confused with all of that stuff.
So this is the only AI picture I have in here, okay? But this is, I said, Santa Claus boxing a kangaroo, and I didn't add in the penguins. That was the AI decided to do it all on its own. What do you think of that?
I think that's hysterical, which makes perfect sense, because what is other than the tip of South America, Australia is one of the closest land masses to Antarctica, which is where you would find the penguins. So
I also thought too, the kangaroo. You always had the kangaroos boxing, right? That's a thing, right?
I figure that if penguins were the type that would go, north, for them it would be north for the winter. They'd go to Australia to get some shrimp, I would imagine.
In the video game Streets of Rage 3, you can unlock a character, and it's a kangaroo, and you could play the rest of the game as the kangaroo, beating up the guy.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Okay, anyway.
Can you do that thing where you jump up and you kick?
I think so, but I'm not.
That's awesome.
I know I bring this up every time I'm here, but
Yes.
we're just going to bring it up again. All right.
Okay, here we go.
Boomer.
Yes.
You have now, most recently, claimed that you are actually closer in age, or possibly older than me and Troy. Like, which is weird because earlier, when earlier appearances, you kind of accidentally telegraphed the idea that you were like a lot younger. So now you're dropping a Streets of Rage 3 reference, which is like, are you a millennial? Like, what's going on?
Well, come on. What do you mean? What do you mean? Millennials.
He's a real with it kind of boomer.
Millennials weren't about Sega. They're about Nintendo.
My next question was, okay, Boomer, who's your favorite Sonic the Hedgehog lore character? What? And I'm not making fun of you. I think it's awesome you have this knowledge, but it's still confusing me about your age. I'm like, I think he lied to me. I think he's actually younger. Like
I'm old school. I like Metal Sonic.
Oh, okay, all right.
From Sonic
CD.
Rage
3, but claims he's 50. Like, what?
I can't even speak to any of this because you guys are all talking about games I've never heard of. So I don't know.
I feel Troy missed out. I think Sega would have been his console, the Genesis, because he was an Atari guy, and I know a lot of the Atari guys. They moved on with the Sega Genesis. Yeah, but.
Oh my God! I'm just waiting for you to start talking about Crash Bandicoot, and then I'm going to be like, "What?" Like,
well, he has in the past. Yes.
Oh my God! Let's wait for the last call about Spyro. Good God!
Okay. Oh God! I don't even know what that is.
At that point, look. Here's the deal. I don't have a problem with any of these video games. I have a problem with the mind f. That is, what is Boomer's actual age, and is he lying?
I know it does.
Anyway,
get kind of baffling. Yeah,
we have a topic at hand to get back to.
Right.
Okay.
Just so you know, I had a Nintendo 64, not a PlayStation during that time. So
okay,
there we go.
I went from Atari 2600 to Commodore 64, and before anyone tells me they're re-releasing the Commodore 64, are they?
Yes.
Are they really?
Yes,
because
they are.
I don't think there's enough chips to go around for all the new shit that's coming out now,
I need to. You know what? I'm not this Sunday. We'll do it on a Geeky Geezers. We'll talk about whatever they've been working on. But I was Nintendo 64. I had Banjo-Kazooie, so it was more Banjo-Kazooie than Crash Bandicoot. But
all right, well, that's acceptable.
I
think you guys are just making up words now.
So this is what you miss out on. It was mascots. It was all about mascots.
What you miss out on when you're an old fart.
I'm
talking about 1970s action figures, and he's talking about 1990s video games.
Yes, the classics. We'll have to save that for another stream. But anyway,
I think so.
I thought I would just bring up some random images here and think, Mike, maybe this would jog people's memories. So I don't know if that's this seems to be like the well-to-do hogging all the food.
They've definitely had plenty to eat. That's apparently Christmas Day.
Please, sir, can I open my gift? No.
Farmer Giles establishment. Fair enough.
No, servant. But please, okay, you can open it tomorrow. And I assume that was the invention of Boxing Day.
Boxing Day, as I understood it when we lived there, Boxing Day's tradition came from the fact that the servants had to work on Christmas Day for the aristocracy to celebrate Christmas. But then the next day, the aristocracy and in some cases, captains of industry would give, that was when they gave their workers and employees, whether they were on an estate or in a factory, they gave them their gifts. And so Boxing Day was the workers' day off. It was like their day to enjoy their gifts and everything like that.
Okay, so
that actually does make sense because we've really for most people in both the UK and in the United States, we've moved away from the almost obligatory servant, households. So,
and my understanding is that it eventually morphed into a day of giving and giving to the. As time went on, it was giving to the less fortunate, or giving it, in an altruistic way. That was the day after Christmas. You received your gifts. Now you give back. You pay it forward in some way. And now apparently present day, Boxing Day for them is a lot like Black Friday for us, where there's like big Boxing Day sales and stuff like that.
Oh, that makes sense. Plus, it gets rid of Christmas inventory you didn't sell.
Right.
I do remember that when we were in retail, seasonally for the holidays, you knew that Boxing Day was going to be busy because of people coming in to return gifts.
Right.
They had the exchanges and stuff.
Right.
Maria, welcome. She says, so traditionally Boxing Day was for good deeds were done and would give to charity, but now it's just become an extra day off and sales. It may be sales. I don't think anyone's getting any extra days off for Boxing Day anymore. I don't really think that's a thing.
Oh, really? I do remember when we lived there, Boxing Day was sort of another day off for most people. But you're right. From what I've learned over the last few years, there aren't a lot of like store closures and stuff on Boxing Day. That's when stores want to be open. So,
and I guess I hadn't really thought about it too much before, but I knew it had something to do with giving gifts to service people. And it made perfect sense because, like, for us, we would always give gift cards to the postman and the guy that picks up the garbage, and all these kind of things. And when are you going to do that? You're going to do that the first business day after Christmas because they've been off otherwise,
Right.
So,
Actually, I give it to them about a week before Christmas so I can actually hand it to them.
Well, there's that too. Yeah, exactly. Make sure you're giving it to the person and not their stand-in who you've never seen before, right?
Right.
But I absolutely get that. I do also know that I plenty of times had wanted to take off Boxing Day when I was in corporate America, and it's like, no, what are you kidding? We already gave you off either Christmas Day or Christmas Eve. You can't now get, and I'm like, what the hell? Am I in a Dickens story or something?
Or an excuse for picking a man's pocket.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and this is the other thing. I used to work in like law firms and insurance companies where no business is being transacted anyway.
Right.
It was a waste of time. It's like, fine, I'll show up and earn my paycheck by doing nothing all day.
Yep. Yep. Every time.
It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. It's the most ridiculous thing.
So I'll read this to you.
Okay.
Boxing Day, Christmas Day happening this year to fall on a Sunday. The following day will be generally observed as a holiday, and we find that there will be no lack of amusement. The return cricket match between Wakefield Club and the Nelson Mechanics Club will take place on that day in the cricket ground near Victory Square, and in the evening there will be a cricketers' dinner at the Wakatu Hotel. The Tasmanian Maid also is laid on for a half-crown excursion for the million, excuse me. And many citizens will no doubt take advantage of the opportunity to travel to Waimea by steam. Isn't that interesting?
Well,
I don't know what that was from. Is that Australia again? Or New Zealand? I don't know.
I have no context here.
I don't have any context either. It was in the Google image search.
That's kind of neat, though.
Okay.
That's kind of neat, though. Yeah.
Cricket was a big thing after Boxing Day, though. I think on Boxing Day, that was a big thing, right? Cricket matches.
It makes sense.
In some parts of the world.
I wouldn't know about that, but I would imagine that's the case. I mean, if you look at, American Thanksgiving, there's always a football game on.
True. Yeah.
So there you go. Let's see here.
Unless you go to Troy's family, then it's The Godfather.
Then I think I told that story last year. The first time we were getting together with anyone from my family at the holidays, I took Netta over to my cousin Diane's house, and she's nervous. She's like, this is the first time. I'm like, they're all totally relaxed. Don't worry about it. Ding dong, ring the bell. The door opens, and all of a sudden, rat-a-tat, in heavy surround sound. The scene where Sonny's getting shot at the toll booth.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And I'm like, Merry Christmas! It's The Godfather.
Mm-hmm.
Every year.
Is that a Christmas movie?
There is a Christmas scene in it, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, my family used to watch it every year at Christmas for whatever reason.
It's all right.
That was just their thing.
So here's a picture of Boxing Day.
Yes.
I do see a lot of boxes in the picture. I mean,
so what would the servants get usually?
Well, the boxing part came from the fact that they would often get a small gift box. Like that was sort of like, now as far as what was in the boxes, I'd have to look that up real quick, but that's where Boxing Day came from.
So it would
yeah,
be...
this, like I said, the idea of having house servants, unless you're aristocracy these days, it really isn't a thing anymore.
Right. And also when it came to that whole like paying it forward, sometimes that had to do some parts of the history of Boxing Day say it also stems from not only are you giving your gifts to your workers and employees the day after Christmas, but a lot of people are encouraged to go and give alms at the church, which goes in a box. It's the
like alms for the poor. That's
right.
Sure.
Yep.
Which in theory you're giving out of the gifts that you've received anyway. So
right. And a lot of times for the wealthy employers, the gifts included, food and money, like a bonus and stuff like that. So,
okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how big the boxes were. I assume they were bigger than, say, a World War II gas mask box. So
now, was it like color wrapping paper, or was it just more like plain paper that they were wrapped in them?
I don't know if they were necessarily even wrapped. That's a good question.
Okay.
I don't know if they had wrapping paper going all the way back to, Georgian times or whatever it was. So
I don't know. When I watched, was it The Lion in Winter, when the royals were giving out the presents, but they were wrapped in cloth.
Right.
I was just going to say
that
before
they probably reused them year to year.
Yeah. Well, because back then, Analog Toys is saying wrapped in newspaper.
That makes sense. Okay.
Now, obviously, during the Plantagenet era of Henry II, which would have been Lion in Winter, paper would have been a far more valuable commodity even than textiles. So if you can find a cheaper cloth to wrap the box in, that would be better.
I like Australian Boxing Day. This is my idea of Boxing Day. In Australia, we start Boxing Day by watching cricket with a hangover and eventually cure the hangover by getting drunk again. Then we fight kangaroos and lose. The only reason you lose is because you were drunk. If you hadn't been drunk, you might have had a fair shot, Tony.
I wouldn't mess with a kangaroo. I'm telling you. I
know those things will F you up.
Yes,
I've seen some videos.
Koalas
Although my favorite video was the one where the kangaroo was going after the guy's dog and he punches the kangaroo square in the face. And this kangaroo has this look on his face like, the hell just happened? Right. And then he just kind of bounces away like, this guy's nuts.
That's funny. That's funny.
Procter & Gamble would give employees a box of navel oranges after Christmas in the 80s. That's very interesting. So I had not heard about that. Now, Michael, do you know the whole connection between Christmas and oranges?
I do remember that oranges were a big part of British Christmas. I need to look up exactly why.
It wasn't just British Christmas, although I know that it's to this day still a thing in the UK. What?
Well, on the series that's very popular right now, All Creatures Great and Small, when the main veterinarian dresses up as Father Christmas each year in green, he always points it out, not that red costume the Americans gave us.
Right.
He wears a green costume and he gives out oranges to the kids.
Right.
Instead of like a candy cane or something. Which
this is one of those traditions they're still doing overseas. My grandmother used to talk about oranges at Christmas too. So it wasn't just UK, but it has kind of gone away in the United States and is still being kept alive in collective memory in the UK. And the reason being, again, you go back to the time of Dickens and so forth, you had a lot of poverty and gifts were the most meager of things. So what children oftentimes got in their stockings were fruits and nuts, things that they did not, these were luxury items from their perspective. Also, citrus you don't grow a lot of citrus in the UK. That's all shipped in from overseas. So, I mean, truly luxury items. We've become very, especially in the United States, where you can grow anything. We have just about every climate in North America where we can grow things. So we can literally get oranges all year round. We can get all kinds of fruits all year round. It used to be you could only get them in season, and probably only if they were local. If they were shipped in, you probably didn't make enough money to be able to afford them. So that's really where the oranges came from. Oranges were a much bigger deal, and much more exotic, in times past.
Yes. And it also says, from what I'm reading here, that it goes all the way back to the St. Nicholas legend, where Nicholas secretly provided gold for 3 impoverished daughters to save them from slavery, and then oranges, being round and golden, became a tangible, affordable replacement for the.
I never made that connection.
Yeah, in other words, oranges symbolize the mythical golden coins.
I see.
Yeah, so kids, but now that's all gotten diluted by time, and so like you said, the whole fruit and nuts thing is what I remember from my time in England, and there was no direct mention of St. Nicholas at that point.
Crobert says we would take the oranges to church as kids and dress them up with raisins and figs with toothpicks. I was just talking on a stream, what was it, yesterday or the day before. I was talking about how one year Netter and I had done one of these crafts we saw online, where you take an orange and you push cloves into it all around. So it's like an orange covered in cloves. You can imagine that smell between the citrus, because every time you break the skin of that orange, you got that orange oil kind of spraying. So you get this wonderful citrus smell, and then you got the cloves. You hang that in a room, and the whole room just smells like this. You just get this wonderful Christmas smell. What happens to the orange? You'd think it would rot. No, what actually happens, because you've pierced it with cloves, it starts to dry out and it desiccates. So you can almost keep it indefinitely, but yeah, you eventually lose the smell.
Wow.
You gotta
the one we've had up for about 10 years, and I think it's time we replace it.
Yeah, you can't smell it anymore. I'd forgotten it was there.
You can smell it if you get really, really close to it, but
that's pointless.
It's
maybe time to do a new one.
When I was cleaning the library and updating or cleaning up what was in there, I noticed I was just flaking a lot.
Oh,
so I was getting clove residue everywhere because it was.
Get rid of it. Get rid of it.
Yeah.
But anyway, just thought I'd share that with you.
Listen, this picture. What do you think's going on here?
What does it say there? Oh, I can't read that.
Let me see if I can make it larger.
Blow this up bigger.
Give me a second. I can read it.
No, I'm gonna.
My theory is he's explaining to her his original Sherlock Holmes story, fan fiction back in the day.
Oh, is that what it is today?
Detailing the plot to her and just.
Will you stop moving it? They dined off a 2-penny loaf and it stopped moving it.
I'm not. You got to remember, you're on a 30-second delay there.
Okay.
They dined off a 2-penny loaf and a penny worth of milk.
Oh, okay. So it's basically pointing out the poverty. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Look at it. She looks a little sullen faced, I'll have to admit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So moving on to. Am I moving? Hey, wait. Oh wait,
there we go.
Far?
No.
Oh, there we are. Okay,
backed up.
I don't have too much here, and I don't know. This is more revelry. See, I don't know what any of this stuff.
So
this
means. This absolutely looks like a scene from Dickens. This looks like it's absolutely the Industrial Revolution.
Please, sir, can I have some more?
Mid 1800s, probably. Yeah, I mean. I'm sure there's nostalgia for those days, but if you were to go back in time to those days, you wouldn't be able to breathe for all the smoke in the air.
And true, the coal dust.
Oh, absolutely. The
London fog.
Yep.
Good trench coats, though.
Oh yeah,
that's the Ripper.
Mm-hmm.
I know it.
One of those 25 people in that picture could be the Ripper. Yeah,
Is it
exactly.
like a Where's Waldo, Where's Ripper? There you go. There's a book series. Darn it! Why didn't I think of this? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This looks like post World War II. Is that what's going on here?
Could be.
The people still enjoying
that looks
Boxing
like
Day?
that looks like World War II, where they're all staying in the underground during an air raid.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, very likely. Hey, everybody, good midday from Hong Kong. Welcome, Keely Chow. Good to see you, my friend. We're talking about Boxing Day and post-Christmas tradition. This is kissing under a mistletoe. That looks like it's real mistletoe, too.
Yes, it probably was. They had the real stuff back then.
Yep. And if anyone is joining us like midway and hadn't heard Troy talk about it before, he is looking for 100 members as his goal before the end of the year. We are a mere 12 members short. So if you're so inclined to do a gifty, that would be amazing. Thank you so very much.
Tony brings up gifting people Terry's Chocolate Orange Christmas tradition that I remember well.
Yes.
Well, here's the thing. I saw, and I don't know if it was specifically Terry's brand, but a chocolate orange at the grocery last week. And I thought about picking it up, but I was like, is it just chocolate that's in the shape of an orange, or does it have orange flavor to it?
I believe it has orange flavor in it.
Yes, I've had one before.
If that's the case, that sounds pretty yummy, and I think I'd want to try it.
The ones my mom used to give us when we were kids were actual orange slices covered in chocolate.
Really?
They were really good.
That's interesting.
No,
yeah, you can do that.
This is whole chocolate, but it does have an orange flavor mixed in, and you can break them apart like you would an orange. Like
my grandmother told me about those too. I never saw one, but yeah, it was like this solid orb of chocolate, and you could literally break it, and it would fall apart into the
orange slices.
I got older.
Separate orange slices. Yeah. But yeah, my mom's friend was a chocolatier, and she used to serve up literally all kinds of different fruit slices dipped in chocolate.
Right.
It's an orange flavor. That sounds really yum. I'm gonna have to try this one of these days.
Here we go. This is from the early '60s, I think, right? Boxing Day meat and marketplace. So yeah, see, it's still going on. Even in the '60s, and I'll end here.
Yeah.
I don't know where this is, but is this Beekman House? So I guess this is celebrate
470
Victorian
East
Boxing
California
Day.
Street,
Oh.
1873.
Okay.
Victorian costume. What is that? Dawson's share the origins of holiday traditions and the day. Okay, so we got to go back to 1873 and ask them about the traditions from generations before.
No,
that.
I assume this was a recreation thing that was going on, maybe somewhere in the United States. So who knows? Maybe there's a Boxing Day.
Oh yeah, because
celebration
I
even
just
in
noticed
America.
that there's a 7-digit phone number down at the bottom.
Historic Jacksonville. I wonder, is that
Historic
Jacksonville, Florida?
Probably. Could be.
Maybe. Well, there are probably a lot of.
I think that's false advertising then. If it's Jacksonville, Florida, and they're showing us a picture of snow, I don't buy that.
Then you got the little girl in the red outfit. Look at that, and the dog and everything. That's it. That's all my picks. You can take it off now.
Welcome, Peter Vinkman fan site. Welcome. Thank you for being here.
I didn't know if we probably didn't learn anything from this, but just that Boxing Day is.
I don't know. It's kind of nice sometimes to see the visual representations. Remember, there was a time before we had photography, and this was the only way we have a visual representation of the things that happened back in the day. So, just saying.
All right. Well, that's it. That's it for the slides.
Admission $5. If it was $5 back in 1873, that would have been like, more money than some people made in a year. So.
Yep. True.
so that also dates it.
Yeah.
I guess that's the one positive thing about inflation. Hit the wrong button. There we go.
We don't even have pennies anymore.
Well, there has been a push.
I know they've been talking about it for like decades. I know.
But and I understand the logic there that there's actually more value to the copper of the coin than there is the value of the face. The one.
But they're made out of zinc now.
Yeah, apparently it's more than a penny's worth of zinc too.
Yeah,
So.
apparently, I just read an article on that a couple days ago. Apparently, it now costs $1.43 to produce a penny, so they're getting rid of pennies.
Yeah.
It used to be $1.28.
I say get us all back on the gold standard and make all of our money out of gold, so that you can, actually know you actually have the value.
So you could be like Mr. Magoo and Mr. Magoo's Christmas Carol, counting his gold coins and laughing, as he's
Right.
okay.
I mean, you should try counting your gold sometime. It's bracing.
Yeah, I would imagine so. That's if you're wise enough to actually own physical gold and actually have the coinage in your possession. Oh, thank you so much.
Oh my goodness.
Jonathan Conroy gifted 20 last call memberships. Jonathan,
were you visited by three spirits last night?
Did you mean 20 or did you mean it to be 2? In which case I'm going to have to send you send the money back or something. I don't know, man. That's incredibly generous. I'm going to read these off because they deserve to be spotlighted. Pop culture archivist Andrew Pitt, Rancor Steve, welcome back to membership. The Brain Chew. Okay, the Brain Chew. Keely Chow, welcome to membership. Glad you happen to even be here today. Gorilla's Random Thoughts, you've just been upgraded in membership. Wallace Lang 17E. Hey, Wallace Lang, good to see you again. Real Wade Nation Gaming Clips. Longest Parsec. CK, longest running superhero RPG on Earth. And something tells me that wasn't even all of them. It didn't even list them all. My gosh, that's just incredible.
Well, let me see if I see.
No, maybe. Sometimes YouTube has a tendency to do them.
Look at that. He left you a message.
Merry belated Christmas. Oh, I'm clicking on YouTube, and that's not going to bring it up. Merry belated Christmas, Troy and Netter. Thank you so much, Jonathan.
Wow, thank you.
That is incredibly generous of you. Super.
I think you met your goal.
I may have done. I will. I'll double check that. And
well, we needed 12 at the last count that I had, and that puts you 6 over by my count.
Yay.
That may very well be.
I think.
And that means
I'm sorry, 8 over.
Next week, by the way, saying this a little bit early, next week is the 2nd, although we'll probably do something on my channel and Netter's channel for New Year's Eve, doing a countdown. And so on New Year's Eve, I will gift those 10 memberships out to 10 random viewers of the channel, and we will all celebrate together. Thank you so much. That's very encouraging. I super appreciate every single one of you that has supported us this year and really kept me from becoming despondent about my choice this year. It's been a hard one, and I think I picked the worst time to decide to go YouTube full time. But
we reach, my friend. We reach.
Hey,
yay, Michael's here. Welcome, Samuel Proctor, by the way.
You should celebrate by going to see the new Avatar movie.
Ugh.
I don't think I'll be doing that. I don't think that's how I want to waste the money that has been generously.
It's the longest one yet at like 3 hours.
Because my favorite activity is kicking myself in my own balls. That's what I like doing. You know what Avatar is? Being a fan of Avatar is like being a fan of packing peanuts. Nobody cares.
I mean, you're right. I know, it reminds me of we just watched among many other things on Christmas Eve. We did a marathon of Christmas Fair, and one of the things I played was Christmas on Sesame Street, and Bert and Ernie do their version of the Gift of the Magi, where Ernie goes and he pawns Rubber Ducky to Mr. Hooper to get a cigar box to give to Bert, so that Bert has something to put his paperclip collection in.
Right.
And of course, Bert goes and pawns his paperclip collection to get soap dish for Rubber Ducky.
Right.
And of course, the big payoff. Spoilers for a 45-year-old special. After they've given each other their gifts, they get a knock at the door, and Mr. Hooper shows up and gives them Rubber Ducky and the paperclip collection back. So happy ending all around. And I was just thinking, even in that particular episode, he's talking about this particular paperclip, license number such and such put out by the such and such company, commemorative year such and such, and I'm like, it's a paperclip. How can you tell?
Right.
There is nothing sadder than a paperclip collection.
Well, it brought him
hobby
joy.
I've ever heard in my life.
It brought him joy. I mean,
unless that paperclip has eyes and is helping me with Microsoft Word, it ain't special.
There you go. Although I just brought up a comment from Peter Venkman fan site. Remember, no, that wasn't Peter Venkman. That was Egon Spengler, whose hobby was molds and funguses. So, I mean, to each their own, right? Thanks to Robot Chicken, that song is what I think of when I hear Avatar now. There you go. I was upset when my dad bought the DVD of the first Avatar. He watched it and tried to tell me it was better than Star Wars. I told him it's not. Yeah. I mean, it's a thinly veiled poke at colonialism and Native Americans. And
Avatar is sci-fi for people who loved Dirty Dancing and The Notebook. And what I mean by that is, those are movies that are, or like the movie Sister Act. Those are movies that like have a big box office draw for Muggles in the moment, but Muggles move on to the next roller coaster. They don't really hold dear the last roller coaster. So Avatar Part 1, I mean, they're talking about how Avatar 3 is already out in theaters. I don't remember anybody talking about Avatar 2 after it left theaters. Nobody talked about it. They're like,
right.
Yep. It's like, it's just another cinematic roller coaster movie like Jaws 3. Like, who cares? Like
Deleted's calling me to task. Thinly veiled? No, I guess it's not that thinly veiled, I suppose. What was I was gonna say something about that. I don't know.
I tortured myself by watching the latest Jurassic World too.
No, I don't know why people.
A family member wanted to watch it, so I didn't see it in theaters. I saw it at home. I didn't pay money. It was on the stream.
Usually is
the Scarlett Johansson one.
Yes.
Oh.
I gotta be very careful when I watch RetroBlasting videos, because he will give a critique of a movie that I really liked, but unfortunately he gives a critique that when you think about it, you go, damn, he's right. I don't like Saving Private Ryan as much as I did before.
Hey, look. If Saving Private Ryan hadn't been a success,
oh,
it's sad for me to say that. If Saving Private Ryan hadn't been a success, we would have never gotten Band of Brothers.
That's true.
So, as much as Saving Private Ryan is an awful bait and switch movie, and really should be thrown on the ash heap of cinematic history, it was the gateway drug that gave them the impetus to do Band of Brothers, and for that I'm eternally grateful. But I'm sorry, Private Ryan will never be a companion piece to that miniseries. May it burn in hell.
I think it was
better than Thin Red Line.
I would call both of them. They were both of their time, and may they both burn.
I think what happened for me was I saw that opening bit, the storming of, was it Juno Beach?
Omaha Beach.
Yes.
Omaha Beach. And I was so affected by that. I don't think I remember much that came after that.
Nobody did, including the critics. That whole movie rode on the acclaim of that first 15 minutes or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And it's like, look, it was a very well choreographed and very well shot first 15 minutes. I argue that it also carries a lot of Steven Spielberg's personal never having been in World War II anti-war porn in it as well,
Yeah.
but we can talk about that later. But
People
what I mean from that is not the realism of the moment.
Not that anyone's really pro-war. I mean,
no. Nobody's pro-war. What I'm saying is there's everybody's default mode against war.
Right.
And then there's Hollywood anti-war. And Hollywood anti-war is its own gaze. And so like even if the Omaha Beach sequence in Saving Private Ryan is realistically depicted from the uniforms, the damage, the violence, all that kind of stuff, what Spielberg focuses on, how he focuses on it, how he moves the lens or positions the lens, how he edits and everything is very Hollywood anti-war. So anyway, it's like a whole thing. I hate the movie. I get it.
Yeah. But look, Cameron made some movies that I really liked. He's made a lot more movies that I really don't like.
Yeah.
And I mean, the best thing Cameron's got going for him is he's not Ridley Scott. You know,
he's reminded me of Ridley Scott though lately. That's the thing.
Lately,
like he's on his way.
I'm just waiting for Cameron to do a historical piece and then start saying, well, were you there? You don't know. Screw you, Ridley Scott.
Right. Ridley Scott, when he's on fire, but he's too happy to play with the play nice with the studio. So like I actually love the director's cut of Kingdom of Heaven, but I was in the theater when I saw for Kingdom of Heaven, and I saw that theatrical cut. And I was like, my God. And then when I saw the director's cut, I was like, wow, he acquiesced to the theater's demand to fit in more screen times for the theatrical run by shortening the movie. But in doing so, he denied all of these cinematographers, artists, production designers, actors. He denied all of them Oscar nominations by cutting it down to this nonsensical nothing movie.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing?
There's another, and if I'm not mistaken, this one's another Michael Crichton story. And I don't even remember the name of the movie. The book was Eaters of the Dead.
Oh, 13th Warrior.
13th Warrior. Yes.
Another one where I'm like, great book.
Uh-huh.
If you read it before you see the movie, you're going to be very, very disappointed, which is pretty much true with all of Michael Crichton's stuff.
You see the original trailer that came out a year and a half before the movie got delayed, the original trailer said Eaters of the Dead. It called the movie Eaters of the Dead.
Oh.
And then when you go see the movie, we did a write-up on it for a movie reviews website I used to write for back in the early 2000s. And the way we described it, I say me, Eaters of the Dead retitled 13th Warrior and brought out a delayed 8 months later, a year later, whatever it was. When you watch the movie closely, you can actually see the seam lines where they did the reshoots and comped in other things to fill the gaps to shorten the movie. And it's a movie where you notice this thing is shot big. So why does it feel small? And it's because they were like, oh, well, we need like a bad guy for the Viking guy to fight at the end. We need like a personification of a big bad. We need like so let's do that dude with like and you'll notice he's like composited in that bad guy.
Yeah.
He's like composited into certain key sequences where like the shaman lady is telling them, the wise woman is telling them the prophecy and stuff.
Right.
And the whole movie ends up being this kind of cobbled together mess by the end. And you go, God, I would love to see the original cut.
Yeah.
I'd love to see what this was supposed to be.
I mean, I could see RetroBlasting do an hour and 45-minute, thing on the deep dive reconstruction on this.
If only there was enough footage that had been released in trailers.
Yeah, you can't do the same thing you did with Rogue One.
Apparently, apparently Rise of Skywalker was completely different before they changed it too.
Yeah. So you got in your Christmas Day live stream, you got a super chat from somebody who was talking about having gotten the E-Wing, the Hasbro E-Wing.
Yes, I believe that was somebody named Troy Pacelli. Is that
No,
right?
no.
Okay.
I was commenting to that person.
Oh, okay.
He had said that he had gotten it. And I can't remember what was that from Ahsoka?
Yes.
Was Ahsoka the one that did the?
Mm-hmm.
And I asked him. I said, "Did you?" I said, "I got that too, and I'm going to be getting a 3D print of the
like
laser cannon or whatever it is, that is supposed to be above the canopy."
Right.
And I said you can find it out there. A lot of Etsy sellers are doing that. Because and he said, "Oh yeah," he says, "I've got a." What did he say? Was it a pro custom, whatever the droid is, and Wedge Antilles? I'm like, that is the way,
Absolutely. I mean, I was tempted by it because it was in the 90s expanded universe.
Yep.
And it's yet
That's why I got it too.
Yep. It's another thing that Disney quietly tried to ape back into their weird canon lore, whatever. But I ultimately,
like the eclipse in the sequel trilogy.
Yes.
I'm like, yep, that's the eclipse I remember. This has nothing to do with that movie though.
Yeah,
or that comic though.
They're putting Thrawn in there and all that kind of stuff. Now they're talking about, well, maybe
I have said that is Thrawn in name only.
Absolutely.
You need to be Thrawn is like on the level of Sherlock Holmes Moriarty.
Yes. Yes.
And that means you need to be intelligent enough to write a character like that.
Yes.
And nobody at Disney is intelligent enough to write
that
stuff anymore.
No.
I'm sorry, but fake cowboy sure as hell isn't, let
Right.
alone anyone in his writing team.
Yeah.
So
agreed.
Sorry. If they got Favreau back, maybe. Maybe.
What is going on with modern Lucasfilm too, in the fact that they don't, everything is Star Wars? I mean, I know that's the major thing at Lucasfilm, but they would branch out and do other things back in the day. They would, at least in the games.
They've destroyed all of it. They destroyed Willow. They destroyed Indiana Jones. What else is there? What else can they possibly?
Well, I mean, if
Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck.
That would fall under Marvel now.
They could destroy a lot of LucasArts original video game franchises like Sam and Max, Maniac Mansion,
The Dig.
Oh God, I remember Sam and Max.
Cutthroat Island. Yeah. There's a lot of those things that they could destroy with movies or with further video games
or streaming series.
Streaming series. Yeah.
That reminded me. That was another thing that I picked up from The Mandalorian. I picked up several of those display hallways or whatever. Because what I want to do, I also picked up some of those Power of the Force 2 Dark Troopers.
Yep.
Some of the Dark Troopers from Mandalorian, and the action figure of, is his name Kyle Katarn?
Yep.
Is that him? To do a Dark Empire display.
Yeah,
I'm like, screw you, Disney. I'm doing old school stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Mandalorian. What Mandalorian? What are you talking about?
Right. Yeah.
Says the guy who also picked up the Razor Crest. I mean, just
again,
I was loving Mandalorian at the beginning, so.
I'm still convinced there's a way to turn that HasLab Razor Crest into a casing for a functioning kitchen toaster. And in that sense,
that's not where I thought you were going to go with that. I thought for sure you were going to say the Serenity from Firefly.
Oh, that's also possible. That's fair. Yeah.
That's where my head has gone a number of times. When I look up at the bar and I see it, I'm like, I'm not so sure they can take the sky away from me, but just saying.
What happened to the Firefly remake Disney was going to do? I remember we had done a report on that years ago.
Oh God, I hadn't heard about. Or well, if we reported on it,
maybe it was a rumor thing.
Must have blocked it out of my memory.
Because they were considering doing the remaking Firefly because they own Fox now, so they own Firefly, right? So
what would be the point? I mean,
I'm not saying there is a point. I'm just saying.
I'm not saying you're saying that. I'm saying the universe. I'm saying what would be the point of that? Like,
I don't know. I don't know. I don't really quite know what's going on at Disney. I think they're trying to bring Marvel back with this Doomsday movie. So that's what they're putting a lot of their stuff focus on. Star Wars, I know I mean, I don't think it's a rumor at this point. They said they're doing it. Aren't they going to be putting out the original theatrical version in 20?
Look, okay, so look, if the marketing right now and the hype machine is going strong on that one from Disney, but I'm not even holding my breath, because I firmly believe there is an AI workflow in there somewhere, and if that's the case, then
Speaking of AI workflow, I think are on the cusp. As Michael French of RetroBlasting often says, the fans do the best work. I think that a lot of these AI tools are giving fans the ability to start creating the movies that we've always wanted, and give it time. I'm already seeing Dark Empire and Heir to the Empire being done using like Blender and AI voices. And well, I don't know if it's AI voices or like, fans doing, audio. It could go either way. But there's going to be a point where with some of these AI clips that I've seen, people are going to start using AI to start giving us the expanded universe movies we always wanted and never got.
Right.
Disney can bitch and complain about it all they want, but you're not going to stop them.
They can do cease and desist though, because they did that with some people already, right? Like with the Darth Vader video.
They can do it. That doesn't mean that it doesn't get out there. Paramount did a lot of cease and desists. Some of those films are still out there floating around. Don't know how it got out there into the Ethernet. It's out there. Look at the fan projects to restore Star Wars Empire and Jedi. They're out there, guys.
Yeah, the 4K 77, 80, and 83 are really the way to fly, and that's no shade on Harmy, who did amazing work for years and years. But
yeah,
those original reels restorations from 4K 77, 80, and 83, that to me, once that happened, it was like, Disney, you can finally try and play catch up on this all you want, and there'll be some people that'll get rooked. But there was a guy that I was talking to the other day. Unfortunately, he sort of showed his fanboy character in this conversation. He started the conversation. I didn't. It was in DMs. Okay. And he was one of these guys that was like very much considered himself a fandom menace personality from back in the day.
Sure.
And he turned around and he was like, "Aren't you excited now about the 77 release? They're saying they're restoring the 77 cut." And all I said was, I'm reserving judgment until I find out if there's AI workflow in it. Because if there's AI workflow in it, then we're not really getting what we're supposed to get. And he was like, "Well, I just really think that it needs to be, updated and everything like that." And I went, "Updated?
Then what's the point?"
I said, "Updated? I thought you said you were excited about the 77 cut." He goes, "Right, but I don't want them restoring it with technology from 1977. I want to feel like I'm there. Like the shots they were showing, like I feel like I'm in the cockpit." And I went,
"What?"
I was like, "Yeah." And I said, "So you want the carnival ride?" Which tells me that you should just be content with all the different things Lucas has done to try and make it like a carnival ride with the various special editions.
Just to kind of give a visualization of what you were just saying, it's like that whole stupidity that they did with the Wizard of Oz at the Sphere.
Yes, right.
It's like, oh my God, that was a nightmare.
Right.
They put David Zaslav's face on one of the Munchkins.
I'm like, what the hell is this?
Yeah. Nobody with a brain wants that. And so
there was a girl that went in and got some. She paid the freaking ridiculous amount of money to go see it and got some footage of it and talked about what it was. And she said it is the most insane use of technology I've ever seen. You've got like Dorothy and the Scarecrow, right? Composited on an AI generated background of the yellow brick road and the diverging paths. And she's like, and the sky, right? And she goes, and I'm sitting there going, there's something wrong here. There's something that's not quite right. And she looks at her footage later and she goes, I know what it is.
Right.
Where the F is the sun?
Mm-hmm.
Where is the lighting? The lighting that's on the actress and actor in the foreground does not match the lighting that AI put on that background.
Right.
And you look at the sky and it shows the sun and you go, there should be shadows there from that sun that ain't there. That's the problem.
So if I don't mind addressing something here, AI workflow, part of my ignorance, are we talking about the stuff that James Cameron used when they were updating True Lies and things like that, and everybody hated the remasters? Yes. Okay. All right. That makes sense.
So that's the problem, is that, this guy was saying, I said, well, we've already got this with granted, they are theatrical prints that have been restored, but they've been lovingly restored, and they are the 4K 77, 80, 83. He said, I've always found all the fan preservation edits to sound flat. And I went, pardon? He goes, they just don't sound immersive to me. I want that surround sound. I want that. I said, you want the, I said, dude, you want the special edition. And that's when he got mad at me. And I was like, what? And he said, you're being rude and aggressive. And I went, you started this conversation. I'm just keeping it real. He was like, I said, dude, I know what I want. You're the one that's all over the place and off message. And he was like, I regret talking to you about this. I'm like, sounds like a true Disney Star Wars fan to me. Like,
so I do get confused sometimes. And I know I have different versions on my shelf. So I know I have the Harmy version, and I have the 4K restoration.
Right.
Is the Harmy the one where he went in and he did things like added in like laser bolts to match the sound and things like that, and little I don't want to call it special edition.
What Harmy did was he took the best official release of the special edition with each iteration, whether it's DVD, Blu-ray, 4K. And then what he does is he goes in with elements that he can get from, say, the laser discs, the DVDs, and then uses digital tools to upscale them, make them look better. And then he patches them back in and color corrects everything to make a simulation of the original cuts, where it's seamless for the viewer. Like, the viewer is getting a pretty much seamless experience, but it's more of a, it's them digitally retrograding them. Whereas the 4K 77 project is them preserving and timing original.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But
go ahead.
I'm sorry. I remember growing up with when they remastered Vertigo and Spartacus and all them, My Fair Lady, and they were making a point that we're trying to preserve the way it was originally seen back in the day. That was the point of these remasters, not that we're trying to, like you said, turn into a carnival ride.
I just realized there's another version that I might have been thinking of, the Adiwan.
The Adiwan Revisited is where they embraced the intent of the special edition, but felt the execution was flawed, which it was. And what he did was he said, I don't mind them fixing, starship shots and things like that and removing matte lines, but I also want to correct. I want to fix what he broke that he shouldn't have broken in the special edition. And I want to fix what he didn't fix from the original, like continuity errors, big, like, filmmaking gaffes and things like that are in the originals, especially the first one. So he wanted to correct all that Lucas never bothered to deal with. And so he kind of and so the first one was kind of like that. And then with the second one, with Empire, he kind of got a little more ambitious, and it became more of a Adiwan corrects everything that you don't like about the special edition of Empire, then corrects all the stuff that was left over that was incorrect from the 80 theatrical cut. And then also Adiwan came up with this other stuff he wants to put in. And so I'm not criticizing him. It was still a great effort. Interesting thing to watch. But I would still have sat back and gone, I appreciate the effort, but I would have just been fine with a 1980 preservation. Exactly.
Yeah, I think that when I saw, and it might have been him, it might have been any number of versions that I saw. taking Empire Strikes Back, there's that scene where you see everything from the, I can't remember if it's from the cockpit of the AT-AT or if it's the cockpit of the Snowspeeder, and you can see because of the, is that it? And as he's flying, you can see like the strut. You can kind of see ships going through it because of the way it was matted.
Right. And Addy one fixes that. Yeah.
And it's like, that's the kind of thing you would think would be fixed in a special edition.
Right,
like,
right.
If you're going to do any kind of a digital fix, that seems like the one. The other one, I think, and I go back and forth about this in Star Wars, when Obi-Wan is doing the parry with his lightsaber, and it looks like the lightsaber's fizzling out like a sparkler, because he's pointing it straight on, and they couldn't do the rotoscoping.
Right.
That's something that could easily be fixed with modern digital effects.
But
at the same time, you're like, there's something about that original version that's like, I don't want to lose that, though.
Right.
Just leave it be. I don't know why Star Wars gets stuck in the special category where we always have to have the changes done, yet we want to preserve the original film of every other movie. And I've never understood this.
Yeah.
Well, and like I say, you could always go the Spielberg route where you do a preservation, and then you have a second disc that has all of the special edition stuff that you want to do. You know, you can do that. As long as you have that option. Yeah.
Well, I don't mind alternative takes. I'm still miffed. Maybe there's a version out there now that has it, because I grew up the original theatrical cut of Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and then they got all excited because they could reinsert these scenes from the Italian version, Sergio Leone. They got the guy who played Tuco to redo the scenes, even though he sounds older in those scenes, because that's when he dubs them. I'm like, no, I want the theatrical cut. That's I don't need Tuco waxing philosophically about chickens. I don't care.
Right.
Just get rid of that scene. It's not a bad scene. I just don't need it.
Wrong.
Yeah.
I don't need Angel Eyes as disguising himself as a Confederate captain, because he moves between both sides. I get it. It was enough that I saw him posing as the Union officer later on. I don't need to see him also posing as a Confederate. I get it. It's
right.
And that's why these things were probably cut out of the original theatrical version.
I guess my point. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead, man.
I was going to say, my point being, we only need two versions. If you're going to do a special edition, do a special edition. Give us the original. That's fine. I don't need a Blade Runner that's got 6 different versions. Okay, I don't.
Well, with Blade Runner, I was actually happy to just watch the final cut, because much like Star Trek: The Motion Picture, those movies were literally unfinished when they came out. Like, they really were. Now, Lucas can say all day that the first movie was unfinished. All right, I'll kind of give him that, like, if he really wants to insist, but he can't say that about the other two. Like, the other two, there was no sense in touching those.
There comes a point where you just got to say, look, dude, you made your movie. Walk away.
Right,
You're done.
Right. You're done. You're done. Yeah.
I hate to say it. I have my own theory, and maybe I'm wrong here, but didn't they say Star Wars was saved in the edit room by Marsha Lucas?
Yeah.
I wonder if this was true. I wonder if this was about taking away her editing credit on the original movie.
Oh, well, they think there's even a theory that it was enough that he did it to take away her royalty checks.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, in other words, that she doesn't get points if it's a reclassified version, which is really dirty when you think about how every time the special edition would get theatrically released from 97 forward, they would always turn around and add that to the grosses of the original releases in Box Office Mojo. And you're like, well, wait a second. If this is a legally distinct release for many reasons, why does it get to get caboosed onto the original box office tally? Why? Yeah, I just think the whole thing's very shady.
So I've brought this up myself when I've talked about things like the issues with Superman reboots over the years, and everybody always defaulting to, it's the DEI modern audiences. There is some of that true, but if you dig into it, there's more to it than that. Why do they, for example, why does Smallville, have the no flights, no tights, and all this kind of stuff? Part of it is because of lawsuits with the Siegel and Schuster estates.
Right.
The whole idea of what constitutes Superboy.
Yeah.
there is something to that, and they don't want to. And then so many things in modern Star Wars. Why are they killing off Luke and Han and what? Well, it's less residual checks that got to go to Lucas, and we don't know all the details about things behind the scenes, but he still created characters that when they're used, he still needs to get a check for it under entertainment law, you know?
Right. Wouldn't it make more sense just to set your Star Wars movie 100 years or 200 years after the original trilogy, and then you can just have new characters? You don't have to mess with the old ones. I don't.
Same problem you see with Kurtzman Trek and JJ Trek. You know, everyone's like, oh, there's no such thing as 20% different. Yeah, you don't understand how entertainment works. Right? If they are creating something where they have a Spock and a Kirk and whatnot, and it's that specific, appearance. Sorry, CBS and Paramount make the money, not the new licensees. They need to do something that makes it different enough that they get the money for the action figures and the lunch boxes.
Right.
That's just the reality of the industry. And anyone who's trying to deny that does not understand how rights work in entertainment.
Right.
Sorry, that's just the case. And it's the same reason that I'm saying that if Kurtzman and JJ don't get to renew their deals with Paramount, then whatever they do with Trek going forward is going to necessitate decanonizing of everything that they did. Their whole Prime universe versus the Kelvin timeline versus the Discovery universe. I'm sorry. This isn't fan wish fulfillment. This is just what I know about the way rights work.
Right.
Did either of you see the D&D movie?
Yes.
Which one?
Was it any good?
There's been like 6 of them.
Good question, Troy.
I do have them all on DVD up on my shelf.
Wow.
That doesn't mean I've watched them all, though.
This relates to Star Trek.
Yeah, Netter knows. I'm a completist. I've got them.
Hey, I've got Sheena on Blu-ray. All right, I got no room to.
Well, there's plenty of reasons to have Sheena.
Absolutely. But it
doesn't have to be a good movie.
Okay.
There's no reason to have
Full frontal with PG. What are we talking about here? It's like a gift from the gods.
Has Melinda gone to bed just before I get you in any more trouble?
No, but Boomer, to answer your question, I think I can say this for Troy and myself. We've both seen the 1999, 2000, and the recent Dungeons.
The recent one. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. Is it any good?
I'm not going to say it's like the greatest.
Fine, good.
Yeah.
Well, no, because the screenwriters of that are working on the next Star Trek movie.
Oh well, then that's dead on arrival.
The Skydance. The Skydance people put them
for that to that. Yeah, then no, it's gonna suck. Yeah. There were things that I liked. You're talking about the Chris Pine one, right?
Yeah, the Chris Pine D&D movie that came out. Apparently, the screenwriters that are working on a Star Trek.
There was an Easter egg in it that I liked. They had an Easter egg of the characters from the D&D cartoon.
Yeah.
Which was neat. But that's just jingling keys. That's not enough reason to say the movie was good.
Yeah, they should have had the people do the movie who did that Brazilian car commercial a few years ago.
I know, right?
They understood the show.
What we need is God. If I say this, it'll put it out into the universe and it might happen, and we don't really want this. If they're gonna do a D&D movie, they have to do one of two things: either a live action,
right,
of the cartoon,
right,
or which they'd screw up, which it's better they don't do that,
right,
or they need to do a live action Dragonlance. Just take the Dragonlance novels and make a movie out of them. That's all you got to do. But it would have to be on the level of like what what's his name did with Lord of the Rings, Peter Jackson. Someone that reveres the story well enough to actually take the book, keep it sacrosanct, and turn it into a movie. If you don't do that, there's no point doing it. Just keep doing all of these random made-up characters set in random D&D ish worlds, slap the D&D name on it, and say give me the residual checks on it.
But then no one goes to see it.
I know. I mean, again, it comes down to who is your audience for this,
right? Right.
I mean, if you're doing it for people who play Dungeons and Dragons, which I was shocked to find out, 5th edition D&D players, there's a lot of them. It's popular,
right?
I won't play 5th edition rules, but hey, each their own.
Yeah.
In fact, right now, our D&D group is playing a 5th edition campaign, but we're using Pathfinder 3.5 rules.
Right.
We're using the story, and we're just, going. And sorry, Hasbro, the fact is, we don't need to buy your current rule books in order to play your games.
Yep.
We have everything we need to play the game forever.
Yep. That is true. That is brutally true. They need to be playing ball with us, not the other way around.
Well, they're going to send the Pinkertons to our house and say, you're not using approved rules. We're going to break your miniatures.
Yeah, true. And then I'm just going to laugh.
So we're going to be
you come to certain people's houses with the Pinkertons, they might not be leaving, or they'll be leaving horizontally.
Right.
Just saying.
We're going to be losing Warner Brothers soon because they're going to be bought out by somebody, right? So that's going to be another studio down.
Look, I've been doing my best to keep up with it, but until it actually happens, I mean, the most recent thing is it's starting to now. The Paramount guys have raised the cash that they're and it might force Warner Brothers to go with them instead of Netflix.
Okay, I think Paramount would be better than Netflix because at least they're a studio. But regardless, Warner Brothers is done because they just get absorbed, and then that's it, right? I mean.
Unfortunately for Warner Brothers, Zaslav is the only one that makes money.
It's like 20th Century Fox doesn't exist anymore. It got absorbed into Disney. And I know they bring out these Fox properties every so often, but it's not really, I don't see it as an independent studio anymore. Maybe I'm wrong.
But the problem is if it goes to Netflix, say goodbye to the physical media.
Say goodbye to the legacy. This is just bad times we're living in. And I'm more upset.
I am still naive enough to believe that we have antitrust laws and an FCC that's going to uphold them. I know in my logical brain that's not necessarily true because let's face it, despite promises by the current administration, you have deep state operatives like pay to play Blondie and Swampy Susie Wild, Wormtongue, whispering in Trump's ear. So, this is the audience that understands what I'm saying. Because
to quote the GIF, it do be facts though.
Exactly. It's just it takes you nerds to translate what I'm saying.
Right.
Speaking of Lord of the Rings, you think we'll get that Gollum movie if it gets sold?
I hope not.
I'm the same way. I hope not.
It's bad enough that we got what Gandalf-ish, the preteen years or whatever it is on Amazon,
Well, what I thought was funny, I remember the producers of Rings of Power, they were saying, they say New Line sells. Oh, that's okay. There's any number of stories you can tell with Tolkien. And I'm thinking, no, there's two.
Here's putting
there's
the
Hobbit and there's Lord of the Rings, and that's it.
Leave it to Tim Hayes to put the positive slant on it. You're not naive. You're optimistic is all, dude.
But I just found myself getting angry recently, though, over the whole Warner Brothers prospect, because I feel like the studio's been run into the ground by...
I'll still take the victory lap on that one. That I told you still victory lap, because I was on a number of different shows where people were like, at the time, they were like, "Oh no, Zaslav, I know that he's tried to, shut down Turner Classic."
Every time you say this on one of your streams, I'm like, he's talking to me.
No, actually, I'm not referring to you. But if you want to lump yourself in with them, I'll just gently laugh at you.
Well, I don't remember where I was back then. But
No.
let's face it, I have streams out there where someone could pull it up and say, "You said," and I'd have to be like, "Okay, you're right."
No, it wasn't. It's not you that I recall having these conversations with. I have specific, memories, but I don't want to call anybody out. But they were like, no, Zaslav's going to be good for the company. I'm like, he said Flash was the best superhero movie ever, and just from the trailer, we knew it was garbage. Like, this guy looks like a friend of my dad's. There's no way he's good at movies.
The one thing I did say about, because Boomer and I had the conversation about that thing, and I'm like, right, but he's the head of Warner Brothers Studios. What's he going to say? This movie's a piece of shit. Don't go see it.
No. I grant you that. I totally grant you that. It's just more of I don't trust these CEOs because they're out for money. And I said, he's going to sell what I said was he's going to sell the company for parts.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, he's not. I said, yeah, he is. And now what do we find out?
I probably did not disagree with you when you said that. That's true. So here's why I'm concerned about what I might have thought about at one time. I guess I might have had at one time some minor amount of hope that he might restore, because he was coming in and talking a good game about how important and iconic Superman and the DC characters were. And, we've got to, and I'm like, well, maybe, but everything I've seen since then has been nope. Because it's not like he knows what these characters are or who they are or when they're actually doing something good with them. He just knows when the fans get pissed off and goes, whoops, that's bad.
Right.
Yeah, you think so, Joe? I mean,
I think Warner Brothers has been in trouble ever since the post AOL years. I think AOL dumped them. Did they leave them with debt too? And then I forgot what the obscene amount of debt they have is, but it was...
This is how I'm feeling. Michael's saying exactly how I'm feeling too. Oh, I said that? What did I say? I don't remember. I mean, my concern is, and Boomer, well, actually, Michael probably remembers this too. I had on occasion had a guest on who, to say she was very optimistic about many things. She was delusionally optimistic about many things.
Right.
That when I realized reality is catching up with us and it ain't going to happen, she got nearly slanderous with me. And let's just say I don't hang out at that cantina anymore. Just saying.
Well, you were making a point about Chapek. Like, it's like, he's going to steer the ship away from the iceberg.
What happened was...
Steer already! You were like...
Yeah, it's like that meme. I do this with Pam Bondi, too. That meme of the guy with the stick poking something and going, come on!
Right.
Do something,
Right.
And her whole thing was, Chapek is going to save Star Wars. Him and Dave Filoni. And I'm like... I mean, I hope so, but I'm not seeing it yet. And then as things were going more and more and more, and I saw more and more of this Ahsoka type shit, and I saw how feckless, and I use this word, feckless. Chapek was, I said, look, you can say it's because he's not being allowed to do anything. I don't care what the reason is. The fact is he ain't doing shit.
Right.
And then when he was out, I'm like, I wasn't wrong, but too late. I'm already persona non grata because I was right.
I got the same pushback on Chapek that I did on my comments about Zaslav. I feel your pain. I really do. It's like you can literally tell people that cliff is coming up. You better stop running toward it. And they're like, nah, there's no cliff. And you're like, there's a cliff. And then they start falling off the cliff and they're like, holy crap, there was a cliff. And you're like, yeah.
When I saw that Zaslav was clearly turning on Zack Snyder, well, okay, he's on the right side of this thing. Okay, so I'm okay. I'm with him on this. But then I see, oh, he's going with James Gunn. I'm like, oh crap. And everyone else was like, oh no, he's good because we all loved Guardians of the Galaxy, and I'm like,
yes.
Yeah, I did like Guardians of the Galaxy, but Superman and Green Lantern and Batman ain't Guardians of the Galaxy. You know, if he does a Lobo movie, you know, if he does I don't know, if he does a Justice League International style movie, then yeah, James Gunn's your guy. But if you're betting on him to bring us, you know, the iconic characters, you're going to be disappointed. I said, but I'll hold out. And then when I saw things about the Superman movie, I'm like, that's it. I ain't going to see it. I even made a video. I said, I ain't going to be seeing Superman.
Right.
And it was, I love him. He's a great guy, but he steered me wrong on this one. Tom Connors says, it's not as bad as you think. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it. And I said, damn it. All right, I'll see it.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was one of those movies where I was like, hey, this is not that good.
Right.
You know, hey, there were things about it I liked and I wanted to like it. And yes, some of the things that I thought about it didn't turn out to be true. That still doesn't make it a good Superman movie. It was,
yes.
It was that there was a lot of that Justice League International with Guy Gardner in it and all of that. And I'm like, this is all he's capable of doing. And everything I'm hearing about Peacemaker is the same stuff.
Yep.
And everything I'm seeing in the promos for Supergirl is the same thing. And everyone's getting all squidgy about, oh, it's going to be Lobo. And I'm like, then he should have done a fucking Lobo movie.
Right.
This is a Supergirl movie.
Right.
Why are we getting all excited about Lobo in a Supergirl movie? We should be excited about Supergirl. Just like we should have been excited about Superman in the Superman movie.
Shouting.
Yeah, I know.
But they're also doing the whole thing where James Gunn and the DC people saying, no, we're going to get back to not positivity, but hope and, you know, super heroism and all that kind of stuff. And they turn around and they're like, oh, by the way, Supergirl is yet again another angry nihilist.
Yeah,
character.
Exactly. They even have the line where she says, Superman believes the best about people. I see the truth.
Right.
And I'm like, well, there you go. We're back to the nihilism of Snyder. So, you know, the drunk, someone said slutty girl. I didn't see anything slutty about her. She's just a drunk, angry.
She's sloppy. She looks sloppy.
Yeah. Which works great with, what was that character from Deadpool? The Negasonic.
Negasonic Teenage Warhead.
I'm like, it works great for her. That ain't Supergirl.
No.
You know?
No.
It's like, in fact, I kind of really like that Negasonic character.
Look, I'm one of the people that everyone tried to run me out on a rail back in the day, but I love the second Deadpool. And
I love it too.
Oh my God. It is so, and I like the first one, don't get me wrong, but the second,
I liked both versions of the second one.
Yeah.
I laughed hard in the theater when I saw Deadpool 2 because it was a complete
Yes.
It points out some of the inconsistencies
And then when they
with
re-edited it
Marvel.
to make it like PG-13, I'm like, oh God, you're going to PG-13 Deadpool? And then when I saw it, I'm like, hey, this is actually pretty good. As long as you have both versions, I'm good with it.
I have both. So
me too.
Yeah.
We haven't seen the third one yet. I don't.
The third one is just it's really it's fan pandering, but in a way it's like I understand this kind of fan pandering because they wanted to see Hugh Jackman on the screen with him. So I get it.
Yeah.
I went to film school. The only skill I learned from film school that I shouldn't have paid a degree for was how to talk about a movie for 3 hours and never tell you anything about the plot. But like I think the disappointment there is that's exactly what they delivered. So in a way that's good, but it almost disregards what the other two Deadpool movies built, if that makes any sense. And so you're kind of getting this great toy to play with for 2 hours. But when you really stop and think about it, you go, oh, I I guess I'm glad they got Disney to do it at all. You know,
Yeah.
that's all you can really.
Yeah.
It's not a bad movie. I do think that it's arguably, if Hugh Jackman wasn't in it, it would easily be number 3 out of the 3.
Yeah.
With Hugh Jackman in it, you go, well, asterisk.
Yeah.
It's number 3, but not. It's
Yeah.
you know, there's a lot of good stuff in it comedy wise.
Yeah.
But it's not. It doesn't really build off anything. It's more of a detour in a way. It's yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And let's face it, Deadpool never really was mainline MCU.
Right.
Anyway.
Right.
And now it sounds like they want to make it so. And I'm like, well, that's a great way to kill the only thing you had going for you.
He was Fox X-Men universe.
Yes.
Right.
And even that, he was adjacent to that in many ways too.
Yeah. Oh, I love that when he shows it. He's like, it's like you can only afford to pay for 2 X-Men.
Well, there was a joke in the second one where you see the door open up behind him and it's the whole cast.
Right.
And he misses it, which I thought was funny.
Yeah.
Like,
and there's when you finally do see it, I'll be interested to talk to you guys about it, because I'm not going to say what scene it is or anything like that, but there's a scene where I thought the execution of it, the cinematography and everything, the way they conceived and storyboarded the sequence was perfection. I thought it was absolute perfection. But I said to myself in that moment, I was like, why didn't they use X instead of Y for this sequence? Because then it would have been both a narrative callback in the story to something more profound, and it also would have been a nod for anybody who's been a longtime X-Men fan for decades, which is what the Deadpool movies are about, making those winks back to all these different things. And I was like, they really missed the mark here and overindulged in a different direction. I'm not going to say a word because I'm good at keeping it vague, but I want you to watch it and then come back and maybe you'll see what I was talking about, or maybe we just discuss it. So
yeah, I'll look into it. I just, when you're talking about cinematography and storyboarding, I just immediately think of that opening segment sequence from the first movie with the, you know, you're going through the car that's blowing up and the cigarette lighter and all that kind of stuff. You're like, what the heck's going on here? And then it all plays out and you're like, whoever came up with this was a friggin' crazy genius.
Right.
You know?
Right.
I'm like, that in and of itself, I'll give them points for.
Yeah.
But,
No,
I'll check out the third one.
There's a lot of good stuff in the third one, just from a pure comedy perspective. Like, just from a pure, like, we're on the ground. These are the characters. We're doing this thing. And there's a lot of clever and funny stuff going on. There's no doubt about it. But there's something about it that's missing that I do feel Deadpool 2 will remain my favorite one of the 3. Like, Deadpool,
I feel, is the place for them to say, screw continuity, screw all the seriousness. We're doing this for comedy and entertainment.
Right.
And they stick the landing usually on that. So
is Deadpool 2 the one where he got a team together? One of them was the chick that is really lucky.
Domino.
Yes. Yeah, Domino. Now Domino, I loved the fact that if you're going to do a so-called race swap of a character, they do her as a black woman with the white lines on her face. And I'm like, that's friggin' brilliant. That's how you do it.
Yeah. And I love it's only in the extended cut. I learned it the hard way because I saw it in the theater and then bought it on disc, and I bought the uncut, whatever. But I had to go looking for the clip one day, and it was driving me crazy because the clip wasn't online. And I was like, the scene is online. Where's the clip? And I realized I've been watching the uncut version so much. And this moment isn't really, it's not real. It's just an extra bit of business. It's not really something that would require an unrated confession. It's the part where he's interviewing, sort of auditioning all the different people who want to be on the team. And he gets to Domino, and there's this extra bit of dialogue in it in the uncut version where he says, luck is not a superpower. And she goes, yes, it is. And he goes, no, it isn't. And she goes, yes, it is. And he goes, let's just meet in the middle and say no. And I'm like, that like
Is the trailer ever
some of the best dialogue. Oh man, I love that movie. So,
that is kind of genius. As a matter of fact, wasn't it that, speaking of luck as a superpower, wasn't it, I want to say it wasn't Jean Grey. Maybe it was Scarlet Witch. It was one of the so-called magic characters,
right,
that had an ability that was, it wasn't really magic. It was probability manipulation, and could make things happen that were, I mean, and of course they make a joke out of the concept in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy,
right.
But it's like the most unlikely thing she could make happen by manipulating probability or something like that. I mean, that's basically luck as a superpower.
Right.
I mean,
right.
You know. But anyway, I just realized, Boomer, I've already kept
I've been keeping track of the time, but I should probably get going. Yes.
Well, and we should probably be wrapping up the stream, because I don't want to, make this into another 4-hour stream, which is what I tend to do when I'm hanging out with Michael French.
I don't care.
You do whatever you want. I get to hang out with
I
Michael
don't care.
French,
you can do whatever you want. I got nowhere to be.
No.
That's pretty sad. I just said that out loud, and everybody's like, "Wow, Michael has such a sad life."
No, it's you're being generous with your time for us, and I'm just going. I'm
enjoying the conversation. I always enjoy.
Yeah, me too. Me too. It's just I do have to be disciplined about the time on a stream.
I know Boomer's got to get to bed because allegedly he's old, even though I don't think he is.
No. What it is he has to work tomorrow.
I work at a public library, and we actually got an extra day off.
He's a real librarian,
But I have to go in there, and it's going to be busy because we.
That's a kick. It's genuinely a kick-ass job, and I'm envious. So I hope you have
thank you.
That's this is the kind of thing that people don't believe these people really exist, but he still works in a library.
Yes.
He's got books that have paper pages, and they put them up on shelves. I mean, I know. These things
yes, we still have those.
And they're useful.
Media.
They're useful. You can clobber someone with those.
Let me tell everybody here, okay? If you're just listening to audiobooks, they don't double as a way to stop an intruder. All right?
That's right. Or hold open a door.
A door. Jackie Chan has used these to great effect in many movies. I'm just saying.
There you go.
Yeah.
But, I'm the same type that, I still know how to use paper maps, I mean, those.
And fun fact for all the people that grew up in the digital age, if you're going to hit somebody with a book for the purposes of kind of like getting them away from you, use the spine.
Yeah, exactly.
Use the spine.
Even with paperbacks.
Even with paperback. But these people, they don't know a lot about books. So it's like the physical properties of a book, this is pointless. Yeah. Hit them with the spine. Yeah, that's your safety self-defense tip for the day.
Yeah. Oh, Curtis Selby, 54 over here. I gotta go. Okay. Yeah, and you're an hour ahead of us. Just like, just like these two guys down here. They're in the Eastern time zone too. So, that reminds me. You're not too far from Florida, right?
Me?
Well, you're closer to Florida than I am. So.
Georgia is basically like Florida's boring merchant.
Sitting right on the panhandle there, right?
Florida is the flaccid phallus of America.
It is. I always say it's the Wang of the United States.
Georgia, especially South Georgia, is the dirty merkin of America.
That's right. Right. So the reason I ask is because when is your Cairo trip?
That begins. I leave February 14th. I leave on Valentine's Day, and I'm there for 2 weeks. So,
okay. The reason I ask is because any chance of getting you down to Florida for MegaCon in March?
That would be not impossible, but when in March? Late March, early March? Do we know?
It's like the 19th to 24th, something like that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, that's not necessarily outside the realm of possibility, though my finances will be depleted by then. So, yeah, but
well, I was going to say that if you wanted to, if you could come down, like Netter and I are probably only going to do like one day at MegaCon. We'll probably do a day or two at Epic Universal Epic Universe. But more importantly, getting together and hanging out with Culture Casino, WDW Pro, Jonas J. Campbell,
Andy Masterson,
Gary Ambrosia.
Right.
So, just if you can make it, because you're not that far. Oh yeah, and this guy down here, Aged Boomer, is gonna
Yes.
he actually came and had dinner with us just one day, because he didn't really, it was a last minute thing last year, so he didn't have time to plan it out. But this year, we're gonna get him out there.
And he doesn't really drive a tractor.
He doesn't. Well, he didn't drive a tractor.
You don't know what I do.
Yeah,
you never know.
That's not what you showed up in. So we're gonna say you must have some
like
other
the Straight
vehicle.
Story would have been 5 weeks later or something. Okay.
Yeah. That was a good movie. I'm glad you had me watch that. That was a good movie.
That was a good movie.
But yeah, let's wrap this up. So Michael, what have you got coming up on your channel that you want to tell people about?
The only thing I've got coming up right now, I've got two things. I've got a post-mortem on the McFarlane Superpowers action figure line that I'm working on. We've shot tons of B-roll. I've got a guest interview, all kinds of things. And right now I'm presently editing a sort of, I don't want to call it a deep dive because the video is only going to be about 30 minutes long, but it's a 30-minute retrospective on all of the cinematic versions of King Solomon's Mines, as well as discussing the book by H. Rider Haggard. And that's, for anybody who doesn't know much about that, like every retroblasting video, I promise you, if you just give the video a chance, you're going to be entertained and learn something, and it'll be, fun. So
exactly. Yeah. And don't forget that in the links below, you got the RetroBlasting merch store. And also his Patreon. Those are in the description below. Go check those out. You can get a Retro Blaster t-shirt. You can get a tumbler. You could get I don't know. Do you have whiskey glasses on yours?
I'm sure I could figure that out somewhere. Yeah.
There you go. So go find, or you know what? Just check out the streams he just mentioned and drop him a little super chat when you see it.
Well, thanks, man.
If you don't catch the premiere, you drop a super thanks down below. That's how you do that. Aged Boomer, what do we got coming up?
Well, Sunday you and I have Geeky Geezers, and
yes, we do.
We'll be talking about probably some of the news stories we missed, but there were a few new ones this week too.
Couple of gaming news, yeah.
Well, the whole disaster that was.
Talk about how expensive computers are getting, and how we're going to have to start gaming on abacuses in the future.
Well, maybe, but I will have to hunt down that Commodore 64 article, and then I don't know what we had planned for next week. You saw my suggestion though that it was.
I did know. Yeah, I want to go with that.
Yeah, so it's going to be we do whatever your winners and losers of 2025 and predictions.
I've already got mine planned out for once. I'm already.
I have my winner. It was hard. I was actually getting angry when I was thinking about the winners because I'm looking at all the Hollywood studios and I'm like, no, you all kind of suck this year. F1 was my favorite movie this year that I saw.
If you're gonna limit me to cinema, I might have a hard time.
I'm gaming's been kind of pissing me off this year, so I'm trying to think, and I'm like, no, it's going to be. I know what it's going to be. I'm not going to say
that I really liked, but.
I'm like, I would argue, yeah. Well, I'll talk about it next week. Yeah.
Good. All right. And on my channel, we got, of course, Members Night at the Movies on Monday. I'm sorry. Because of Christmas, I've been way behind, so I don't know what we're going to be watching. We'll watch something. It'll probably be New Year's themed, probably.
Oh, okay.
And then Tuesday, the next episode of Jeremy Brett, Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. I don't remember what the next one is. Again, I'm way behind because of the holidays. Thursday, Netter, what you got coming up on Thursday things?
Isn't that New Year's?
That's right. That is New Year's. So
I will be talking about the new year and
we will, yeah. So since it goes 9 to 10 in the Chicago area, I think right after that, what we'll probably do is like a 1 hour lead up to the countdown on East Coast, on both of our channels, and then we'll just I would like to keep that going, so make it a 3 hour thing so that we can count down to New Year's in Chicago. And then, like we usually do, that's it. We're done. Good night. It's 2026. We're going to sleep. and that is the plan for this week. All right, guys. Any last words before we wrap it up, Michael?
No, I just appreciate being here. It's always fun to chat it up with you guys.
I'm always grateful that you haven't gotten tired of my drunk ass. You still want to come back on the show.
No, absolutely. I love it. I love being here.
Age Boomer, last words?
Nope. Just y'all have if I don't, well, I'll see you Sunday, and just have a good weekend, and lay off the eggnog if you're drinking too much of it, right?
Yeah, eggnog should be done, guys. Now we need to move on to harder stuff. And then Netter, last words.
You never made me my eggnog.
Okay, so maybe I still will make some for you this weekend, yes.
As for my final words, I want to thank all of our producers tonight.
Yes.
Who have helped make Troy's goal possible. I counted 38 memberships gifted today. That is incredible. I mean, just mind blowing.
Plus the $10 super chat from
Wilkie's
Movies and Music. I might count that as putting us over.
Definitely put us over. We're over by 8.
Yeah, and I may still end up then doing another 10 gifted next week for New Year's Eve.
Why not?
So yeah, I will.
But yeah, that you guys are totally Osmo. I'm just blown away by your generosity tonight and how much you've encouraged Troy and me by extension by helping Troy reach his goal. It's something that, I mean, y'all know I'm his biggest cheerleader. I have been pushing this since he announced this is what he wanted to do. And y'all came through for him. And I can't thank you enough.
Yeah.
Now, if we get the subscribers, which are free, so
I know, why is subscriber numbers so difficult? And it's not like you guys aren't sharing out the streams. I know you are. I see you guys doing it on the socials all the time. I don't know.
And as we've said, make sure you are subscribed, because sometimes you cannot be subscribed and not realize.
Well, and Michael, I don't know if you have done this, but you don't do as many live streams as we do. But when I've started telling these guys, and I'm telling everybody in my chat too, when you do a live stream now, start setting it and saying that only subscribers can comment, and they got to be a subscriber for a minute or two, because this does two things. One, even if you're a troll and you want to come troll me, you still got to subscribe in order to troll me. Number two, if you are a regular, it'll immediately tell you if you've been unsubscribed.
Oh, okay.
You go to put in your comment and you go, why can't I put in a comment? Check, you're not subscribed. That's why. So
okay, well, I'll definitely start doing that. That second part is even more enticing my margin than the first. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what. And I actually had it come up. I said, someone came in and said, hey, why can't I leave a comment? That's why, because you weren't subscribed. Double check, make sure you're subscribed. Right. So there you go.
Yeah.
And subscriptions are free. So
absolutely.
It's like, spread the word. And I mean, I share out Troy's stream all the time, and I know a bunch of you do as well. If you are one of those people that has more than one identity on YouTube,
I wouldn't mind it. I'd appreciate it. Yeah.
Both of mine are.
Trolls are very tasty, deep fried and dipped in chocolate sauce, just like Tribbles. Yes, absolutely right. Tribble kebabs are one of my favorites. Anyway, guys, I want to thank everybody so much. I want to thank Michael French for coming and hanging out with me. Please, once again, pass on to Melinda. Thanks not only for loaning you out to us again, but for coming and saying hi. It made me feel so special.
Yeah.
And you can tell her from me that even without makeup, she's gorgeous.
Yes. Yes, she is.
Yeah, and I also munched all those Oreos.
But let's be honest, Michael, you and I are both very, very lucky men.
We are, no doubt.
If nothing else, we've got some great enablers that haven't divorced us with our inclinations.
That's true.
So anyway, guys, you all are really wonderful. You really are. Super appreciate all the ways that you support this channel and everything that we do here. I'll tell you what, the encouragement means so much. I could not do this if I didn't know that you guys were actually really enjoying the crazy crap that I do on these streams. I really do appreciate you guys. So take care of yourselves, drink responsibly, stay hydrated, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.
Good night, ladies.
Good night, sir.
Hit it, sweetheart.
The neon lights are fading, closing time is near. Whispers in the corners, secrets shared sincere. The bartender's polishing the final glass. Time slips away like moving through the grass. Last call for alcohol, make your dreams come true. One more round, friends, from me and you. Let's toast to the night, to the stories we've spun. Here's to the laughter and to what's begun. The shadows are dancing as we linger still. Every clink of a glass, a memory to distill. Beneath this smoky haze, our feelings they unfurl. A tapestry of whispers in this corner of the world. The jukebox serenades us with a final tune, crooning to the lonely and the lovers under the moon. With every soft note, the end draws ever near. But in this fleeting moment, there's nothing to fear. Last call for alcohol, make your dreams come true.